Okay, hold on. And we're live. Are we? Are we
Yeah,
live?
we're here, man.
All right. I think that my intro song killed half of the people watching.
Yeah, everybody just left. I don't know why.
The count went from like 80 to 52. All right. I know. I'm not the best singer.
Okay, so since we had so many troubles just now, let's do a quick check that everyone can hear all of us, that everything is properly working. They can see the video.
I think they can. I see people complaining about my trumpeting.
Okay,
Thank you
good.
very much.
At least that means that they could hear it. I mean, I think I can pretty safely say that your trumpeting is the best part of this entire live stream, and it's going to be all downhill from here. Nothing
Guys,
but arguing and
welcome.
disagreements.
Welcome to season 2. Is it season 2? Yeah, it's season 2 of the season 1 actually of the D2 challenges. The D2 challenges which emerged from the ashes of the Fabius challenge. I got nothing. I'm
I
sorry.
thought you were going to say the ashes of 2020.
20, we're
Because
still
this year has been a dumpster fire.
we're still in the midst of 2020, and I don't think we're gonna get out of this anytime soon. But guys, welcome to the Droquis Hugh Ferriss challenge. Tonight I'm together with my egregious guests, Mike Golden, Mengyi Fan, my brother in arms, James Bergeron, and me, Fabio. I want to say thank you to our sponsors, Sinai Software and Rio is Creative, for sponsoring this challenge, for
And
giving us prizes
CG Architect.
give away. Oh, and CG Architect, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. I hope that Jeff is watching, but I don't think he is because we're basically 50 minutes late.
But
Jason,
the numbers
should we
are going back up. I'm happy.
should we start a slideshow of all the works that were done, and then we introduce a little bit the speakers and the challenge? Sorry, not the speakers, the judges and the challenge.
Yeah, so I think that we should definitely do that. I want to say real quick beforehand that there were, 185 images?
86.
Entries, right? 186.
Guys,
okay.
So many entries.
Amazing.
Shortlisting took forever.
And I was blown away by the quality of them.
Jason, keep the microphone a little bit closer because the audio sometimes goes away.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let me crank it up. I'm going to blow your eardrums out.
There you go. Let them all know, Jason. Don't be ashamed.
Yeah. But so we're going to run this slideshow and we'll talk in the background. So I'm doing it.
We got images going.
Yeah. You guys can't see. I'm sorry. My Zoom colleagues cannot see this, but everybody else should be able to see it.
They're very good images, Mike, if that was the...
What?
So the idea...
They're very good images.
The idea here is that we wanted to make sure that everyone who, submitted an image would get their image shown here, and also so everyone can see the full amount of work that was submitted. It's not just a number that we're making up to make it sound good. So you can count them. Count them down as they're going by.
For fun at home, you can count. Count along with us. 1, 2.
Mike, why don't we let you introduce yourself for those who don't know who you are. Then Mengyi, you can do also the same. And then we talk a little bit about the challenge.
Okay, I'm Mike. I'm also Droquis, and I love Hugh Ferriss very, very, very much. And I thank you all for, agreeing to this little game that I have of let's all make Hugh Ferriss images. I've been blown for the past 3 weeks or however long this competition has gone on. It has been a nonstop stream of epic black and white goodness. I've been so very happy to see what everybody's put together. It's awesome. But I also run 3 marks, and I think that's all that needs to be said about this guy.
Mengyi, what about you?
Hi, I'm Mengyi. Also, fantastic work. I am blown away, and judging was extremely hard, as you will see. I am the director of visualization at Shop Architects, and I also co-run the 3D community here in New York. So obviously, home of Hugh Ferriss. Hopefully, we'll be able to contribute some good input.
Thank you very much for this quick introduction. Mike, should we talk a little bit about the challenge? What was the challenge about? What was the guidance that you tried to give to the people that entered the challenge over on your own channel when people were coming to you?
I mean, it was pretty simple, right? Like Hugh Ferriss, I think, is the godfather of like modern arc viz as we know it. And in a lot of ways, his work still, like, I wish the modern scene still looked more like his work. So all I really wanted people to do was to look at their work, get inspired, and make something from that. Like as loose as that sounds, just try and incorporate a little bit of Hugh into your image making life was really all the challenge was, as simple as possible. I think that like his clarity of composition is something that always sticks out to me. How well he controls values and the contrast within his image to really just direct the viewer's eye. And there's kind of like an epic, everything feels almost more important than it actually is, right? At the end, we're just talking about buildings. But when you look at his work, to me, like you kind of see, like, you see humanity's like desire to be better through his buildings, I think. I think that's what I like so much about it. It feels epic and beautiful and like a wonderful aspirational thing in all of his work.
Now, let me just clarify for those who are watching from home. We had 186 images and we had to trim down to the top 25. And the top 25 are the images that we're going to discuss on the stream tonight. Obviously, this was not an easy task. People were allowed to submit more images if the images were not from the same project. So myself, what I did, I had to clean up because we had around a little bit less than 200 images, and some pictures were just different angles of the same project. I have decided to choose the latest submission because I've thought, maybe if they enter it as the second image, they've thought I could do something better, and that's why I'm going to submit it. I hope that this was clear when we gave out the instructions. We have done this challenge now for enough of a time for people to know that was going to happen. Can I ask the judges, what was your criteria when you've chosen your best images to put into the final 25?
Mengyi, go for it.
Okay, I would say creativity. I'm, coming from an architecture background. We all know Hugh Ferriss. The work is extremely impactful. And what I wanted to see was someone take that work and bring it into a modern CG techniques, and also take their own spin on things, like use it purely as inspiration and push their work to the next level.
Mike?
I mean, for me, like composition was super important. Probably like, I feel like the composition and like the control of values or the control of my attention was probably the number one thing that I was looking for was composition, light. You can't really separate the two, especially not, I think, in this composition or in this competition. But those two, and then after that I just wanted to see something badass. Like, it's kind of the same way that I judge all these things. I want to see images that I wish I had made. So I very much went on feel, as I usually do.
Jason?
Yeah, it's a very good topic. I was really interested to see when I was going through the first time. I was looking at the images like, does this make me think of Hugh Ferriss? Because I've known about Hugh Ferriss since I read Delirious New York back in 1997 or something. I don't know when I first read the book, because Rem Koolhaas talks about it. Talks about him in that book, especially having to do with the zoning ordinances and all these drawings he did for that for that time. And so I kind of knew, I have this in my head, this picture of what Hugh Ferriss images look like. And so that's kind of how I judged it. And in the end, I had 10 images. Well, actually 9 of the images that I picked are completely, it's all architectural, because there were some images in here which were less about the architecture and more about like a story or something funny or something else, and I really appreciate those. But in the end, I was looking for that thing that had to do with the architecture, because I believed that with the lighting and like everything else, those are the ones that stuck out to me.
Now I have to say, the weirdest thing happened. It was the first time that it happened throughout the contest. We had 2 judges picking up images that did not overlap. So I was very afraid that we were going to end up with like 40 images that we had to judge during the live contest.
And we almost did. I mean, we came out with what, 28 or 29?
28, yes. And then we trimmed them down to 25.
I mean, but in my first like raw select, right? Whenever I do judging, I get all the images together and I just go through them all really quickly with like gut yes or no's, right? To kind of trim it down so I can look at the ones that I think are the best. Usually that takes it from like, it usually cuts it down by to 20%. This time I went from 185 to I think 87 that I still had left to like whittle down to 10, which like, there's a lot of amazing images that we're seeing like right now that we're not going to get to talk about today. And it almost breaks my heart that we're not talking about all of them. Cause they're just, the community came together and put together so many amazing images that like well beyond my like hopes and like wildest dreams.
Now, I really don't mean to, diminish the work that you guys have done in selecting the images. Also, I had to select the images. I don't think, like those who are watching from home and their images did not get picked, do understand that in this case, there was an element of luck that went into the judging process, because, Mike and Mengyi, they picked their own images according to their own taste. But I have to say, this was, for me, the hardest of all the competitions where I had to pick 10 successful images. It was really, really hard. And it took me very long. And this morning I started to stress out because I was afraid that you guys were not going to be able to send me your best ones. So it's already a miracle that we are doing this and that we're talking about the best 25.
I think that am I right in saying that every judge, like after they submitted their 10, there was still like another like 10 or 15 images that they really hope somebody else picked so we could talk about them?
Dude, I had like 40 images. Mengyi, you are muted.
Oh,
I cannot hear.
I think are we stuck?
The slideshow's over.
Oh, is that all of it? Oh, yeah, that's the end. Okay, perfect. Wow. I was.
That's all of them. That's almost 200 of them.
I'm sorry. I was looking at the names and I saw Michael's name. That's Mike from Michael, and I saw his name and I thought, oh, we're right in the middle. Okay, we've got a long way to go. No, but let me just get us back proper here on screen. Yeah, I knew it was going to be hard because I kind of waited until you and Mengyi did it. And I was like, okay.
Cheating son of a bitch.
I was like,
can't trust a southerner.
Yeah, I was like, I am going to just go through this as hardcore as possible, and I did it to 20 in the first round. Like I was able to get 20.
Oh, that's kind of impressive.
I thought it would be more, but like I said, I was looking for very specific things. Does it make me think of Hugh Ferriss? That was really what I did, and it helped because I was like, okay.
I mean, you kind of stuck to the brief. You took the brief as literal as possible, right? Like make something inspired by Hugh Ferriss, and so you judged it. Does this feel like it was inspired by Hugh Ferriss?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was something like that. It wasn't like I was trying to be super literal, but the things that made me think of him were the architectural ones, right? I mean, that's in the end. I did pick one in the end, which was not really like a Hugh Ferriss image, and I tried to do that because I didn't want to be so strict. But we just lost Mengyi. But
yeah, she will probably log in again because she could not unmute.
Ah, okay. We did not mute her. We did not mute her. Here she comes.
Jeez.
Let's see if
maybe kind of
works.
sort of. Come on, Zoom.
It's beautiful though that every time, even though we think that we have it all figured out, then we spend still 1 hour troubleshooting.
I think we're good now, right?
Okay, yes, you're back.
Yes.
Yay!
Jason, since people have been waiting for 50 minutes, should we just get to the 25 images that were selected?
Yes, let's do that. Let's jump right in. I just want to make sure that my audio's okay. Because Martin,
your audio sounds good.
Martin, yeah, to you. I don't know. It's like when it's going out though, it may be a little low. But anyway,
according to Martin, I'm acing this thing.
Yeah, you're
winning.
At a 10.
The first friend that I ever met in New York, who actually ended up standing in my wedding, was a bartender named Stu, and he and his wife Shar have nicknamed me as one of their local patrons, Loud Mike. So I guess it's true to form.
Okay. In any case, I want to really quickly, before we jump into the 25, I want to, Fabio briefly mentioned it. I want to mention it again, that we had some great sponsors this time. We had Cine Software and CG Architect. They offered some prizes to first, second, and third. You can see those prizes and the links to those places in the description of the video. And we also had Greg Rogers from Ario Creative Consultancy has donated sponsored prize money. So that was a pretty special thing for us. And if you want to know more about Ario Consultancy and Greg, then you can go over actually on Fabio's channel, and they did a video about a week ago, right, Fabio?
Yes,
about his new
the
venture.
full interview.
So thank you to those people for supporting us in this, because this is what's we want it to be fun, but we also are happy to have some prizes for the people who take part. So let's do this. Okay, this is a little tricky. I'm going to share my screen. Let's see that this is working properly. It is not. Hold on. But I'm going to. Yes. What is this? This is so weird. Okay, it's okay. I'm able to make it work. So bear with us just a moment. No, I got it. Look at this. I got it. Don't worry. It's all cool.
Oh no, I know that you got it, but then at least on my screens, everything just moved to the point where I'm like, oh, I had everything set up perfectly where I could see the entries, I could see the screens, I could see us.
Just now or what?
Yeah, Zoom made some executive decisions about some screen real estate issues that I did not permit it to do.
Will say that everything that I had set up before this, ready to go, it's doing things differently now. I have no idea why. I just switched to screen share and it moves stuff around too. I don't know.
I think it's because we bought the Zoom license with the Black Friday.
test version.
It was only $1. I didn't recognize the URL that I bought it from, but it works, kind of.
It's actually called Zune.
Okay, so we have, these are the 25 images. Is it 25?
It's written 25.
It's 25.
And
Beautiful. Okay.
Funny thing, we only have 25 viewers now. I don't know what just happened.
Are they that
They're
good? They
dying on
can
us.
see their images immediately.
It's
So
like hearing your name in the crowd.
Let's do a slideshow, and then we'll talk a little bit about each single image. Let's
Okay,
do it one
I'm
person
just
at a
gonna
time.
scroll through them manually. So, do you want to just go through them first, and then we talk about them?
Let's do a. These are the top 25. So guys, brace yourself.
Is it gonna work? Yes, it's working. All right.
Who's rocking Adobe Bridge in light mode and not dark mode?
This was a special.
Hugh Ferriss would not approve.
This was a special wish from Fabio.
The light mode?
Yes.
I saw the images in black, and I thought people watching from home, they won't see where the image stops and when the.
I mean, well, there's some truth to that, but light mode, man, I haven't seen Adobe in light mode in forever.
Came out like this in '95.
I'm officially on the last beer that I prepped for this stream, so I'm gonna have to reload here in about 15.
Mike, behind the curtain is a fridge. You can grab one. Behind my
Free
curtain
beers?
there. Yeah.
Free beers from the sponsors.
Or
Thank
man,
you,
you
sponsors.
just tell me when you want another one, and I'll drink one for you.
Let me just
Just zip
remind
it this
those
way?
watching from home that they should hit the like button, otherwise the judges are going to cry.
Yeah, 98 watching, 28 likes. I mean, seriously, people.
Yeah, yo.
That's unacceptable.
There's something wrong with that.
That's a 30%. I don't know. I think by YouTube standards, that would be amazing. 30% engagement.
Yeah.
31.
so, yeah.
Yes.
Mike's really into numbers here.
You know, I'm just doing what I got to do over here.
No, I
I've
appreciate
been,
it. I do
been
appreciate it.
swimming in the sea of entries, thinking about numbers for 2 days.
So somebody commented, let's see who, Logan commented that light mode equals eye bleach.
It's true.
That's exactly right.
Should we switch it to dark mode? I'm down. I don't care. If we
Should we go full dark?
If we get 10 people in the comments to say dark mode, we're switching to dark. We have 10 people have to say it though.
Then you're gonna get 20 that say, no, bring back the light mode.
I've already gone dark mode.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. They're probably not even listening. They've got it on mute. They're just looking at the images.
Droquis lives in a dimension which is Hugh Ferriss featured Blair Witch Project.
Man, some of these images are just, I mean, all of these images are fantastic, but some of them just get me. I mean, they are so good, you know?
Yeah.
What, the ones that you picked, Jason? The ones that you picked, are the ones you're singling out already?
I think there's actually more than these 25. That was a problem. I mean, there's more than these 25 that are really amazing, and it's so hard to pick, you know?
I absolutely agree with you on that,
so
actually.
we are done with the...
So we got 6 dark mode people.
It's building.
You have 10 more seconds to write dark mode, otherwise we're done.
Or you can
3
write
more.
it
Come
twice,
on, guys.
Some people are writing
I'll hide if it helps you guys.
Yeah, I mean, Mark,
and then
Mike,
there is no switching back.
Mike, I can hardly see you anyway, even with the light on.
You're going to see the images the same way as you see Droquis.
I'm going to assume that those words that I can't understand are just saying dark mode. So I think that we got it.
No, those are my people speaking in Napolitan.
I'd like to thank good old Martin for throwing out the first dark mode. It's always hard to be the first. Also, it's been really cool seeing there's been a lot of engagement in all the posts and comments and discussions on everybody's, which I've been really excited about to see. It's been a lot of people outside of the ArcViz world. Martin kind of being one of them. Martin, you're toying with the ArcViz world more and more, which I'm happy about. But there's been a lot of community engagement, not just in creating a ton of amazing images, but also just there seemed to be a lot of activity around these, which made me really excited.
Yes, absolutely. So we're in dark mode now, as you can see.
Thank God.
We did have a lot of people wanting dark mode, so
This is just foggy. Make it real dark. Come on, don't be a wuss.
that's as dark as it gets.
This is default dark. We're talking about Hugh Ferriss dark over here.
Okay, so I guess
Guys,
we should jump in and start and then discuss these.
You can still put down the brightness on your own screen at home.
Yeah.
Oh.
All
you
right,
know-
And it
so-
begins.
But I have to say, now that I put it on dark mode, I mean, light mode is much better, people. I mean, come on. You can see that.
Shut
you can
the front door!
You can see
I
the
got
contrast.
Jason to admit that I got something right.
Come on. Mengyi, I'm sorry. You have to put up with all this silliness. Is everything fine?
I've got my glass of wine this whole time. So it's fine.
Cheers.
Okay, now
Where's my trusty skull?
beautiful. Okay, let's dive in. We need to we're going to go through each of these images. We're going to talk
All right,
about them
you know what?
a little bit.
I need to go to the bathroom very quickly. You go on without me.
Bring me back some beers, Fabio.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Should we say who they're from as well? I mean, we could do that, I guess. You
Well, I
can't.
think at very least we should do that.
Okay,
I feel like
so-
that might be that's a great starting point. I think.
Yeah, this image is from Nuno Silva. He's a
No.
he is a very been in our contests very often, and won actually, I believe he won the first one. If I
Yeah,
remember
with that
correctly.
the first sequential submission, like one piece as a sequential submission, which we have another one
Yeah.
to look at later.
So go ahead,
that was Fabio's
Mike. Go
car.
ahead. What would you?
Well,
What do you think about
so
this?
this one, I don't know if I'm the best. First, this was one of the ones that I got to be honest, it didn't quite make my top 10, and I'll tell you why. I think that the colors, the way that he subtly used blue and orange in this, to me is gorgeous. There's a sense of light that I absolutely love in this image. The thing that kept it out for me was that it feels like the focus of this image should be the bridge and the glowing door with the light with the guy on the walkway. But the lighting suggests that I should be looking at that building back in the background. And so the fact that the composition didn't quite nail, I thought, the subject of the image, it lost just a couple of points, and my top 10 was a razor's edge. So I'm very happy that this made it as a finalist. It didn't make it as a top 10 for me.
Okay. So we're gonna
this
do.
wasn't in my top 10 either, but I agree. I also think, one, you do have the building in the background where it's really giving you that sharp contrast, so your eye is going there. But also the use of these almost blacks where things start to blend a little bit together loses it for me a little bit. I think.
I actually love that about it. The lost shadows in painting. That's called a lost shadow or lost edge.
I think that actually pulled more focus to the building in the background. Like if that.
Well,
had,
yes, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, so if there was some level of gray, maybe it was like at 50%, and that little volume in the foreground, that was the 100%, I would get it. But I think it wasn't very clear in what it was trying to do with the shadows and the receding and that one highlight.
Yeah, I agree with that. That was a much more eloquent description of the issue.
Told you she's good.
Well,
Consensus? Do
okay.
we have consensus already? This is great.
So it might be obvious. It's like that it was me or Fabio that picked this then, because both of you didn't have this, right?
This
And
is
you
the only thing. The only thing that Mengyi and I are going to agree on this entire time is the things that we didn't pick.
exactly.
by definition.
Actually, I had 5 images overlapping with Mike and 4 with Mengyi. So I think, Jason, you picked that. Because the only one that I picked that wasn't together with the other ones was the one from Angelo Cicatiello, the Godzilla one.
Okay.
I love that image.
No, I picked that one too.
Okay.
Anyway, so my comments about this, I would agree with what both of you said. I like a little bit the fact that it's not the black and white or sepia, like that was something that made it stand out a little bit, but still captured the Hugh Ferriss feeling, even though.
Guys,
the color, restrained
movie.
color use is
I
gorgeous.
am timing each picture that we're discussing, and we're a little bit over time. We should probably move forward because we have only 3 minutes per picture.
Nuno, awesome image. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're on the next one already. This one's from Adam
Tubak.
Tubak, also fellow Viennese
He's
guy.
got the name of a famous rapper, Tubak, and it's great.
Tubak Shagur. Anyway, yeah. But I think it's pretty obvious where his inspiration came from. He even said so himself. I think it's a really fun image. I personally, though, it did not really make me think of Hugh Ferriss. It made me think of something else. So, but it's a great image. It's so fun. I love it.
I love this image. I mean, this was definitely in my top 10. Obviously, composition-wise, it's extremely strong. Your eye is drawn towards the center. I do like that it's pulling together from multiple references, and I do like that the Hugh Ferriss isn't maybe 100%, but it does creep its way through, especially with the the bottom of the image, that immediate foreground where you're getting this sort of fog coming through, like peeking through the cracks, and that actually really helps me, draw my eye towards that middle. And I think it's just really nice to see an image both tackle this idea of silhouette in the foreground and also using that light effect around in the middle to kind of start creating that feathering of light around all the edges. So you're seeing both the negative and the actual facade of the building at the same time. So I mean, I loved it.
Well, it ends up being like textural in the background, right? And silhouette in the foreground or background, foreground, however you want to play with that. The thing that I really like about this image is that it does come through, even though it's a rendered image, it comes through with the feeling almost that it was drawn with ink, which I really like. Especially before you zoom into it, when you pull it out like this, it looks like a very intentional decision on foreground and background based off of, that's not the words that I'm trying to use. Black and white studies are figure ground is what I was looking for. A very intentional use of figure ground in this that I think came out really, really well. And I think that any image that, and there's a bunch that came through in this one, some that we'll look at today and some that don't. Any image that's rendered but then has some sort of that kind of not quite rendered feel to it is succeeding, in my opinion.
Guys, we have 20 more seconds. Should we move to the next image?
Yeah, let's.
Akira is amazing.
Okay. Next.
Wait, we're just talking about all 25. We're not making any in and out calls.
That's usually what we did, Mike.
We'll explain you later how this is going to work.
To the entire chat, I would like everyone who's watching to know that Fabio and Jason have devised some new plan for how we're actually going to whittle this down. And they have kept Mengyi and I completely in the dark, and we're terrified.
We are as scared as everybody else right now.
So, okay, just a quick side note, because Fabio, stop the counter for just a second.
I've done it already.
Okay, a quick side note is that normally what we did was we would take these images for people who haven't seen this, because I think we have a lot more people watching this time than usual.
We're in the triple digits, baby.
So anyway, we would discuss the images, and then we would go through each one again and say yes, no, who, okay, we're going to do it a little different this time. We'll explain this in a minute. But Mike, we did usually go through all images and talk about them before doing that. We usually did this always.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're gonna do a selection.
I'm gonna have to check the records on that, but okay.
Maybe not when you were there, but when other people were there.
Gentleman and gentle girl. What's the female version of gentleman?
Lady.
I think you just say gentle
lady,
people.
Sorry.
Gentle people, gentle folks.
Woman.
I've learned English in the streets of Naples.
The rough and tumble streets of Naples, of Napoli.
Where nobody speaks English. We gotta move forward. I'm sorry, because we have a time schedule. We don't want this to become a 5-hour stream. So let's get to the discussion of the work of Alexander Kamilek. Sorry.
You're both better than I would have done on the name.
I butchered your name.
And here it is, the American guy able to like try at least. That's not usually happening. So please tell us.
I feel from here on in, I feel like someone who voted for the image should be the first one to talk about any given image.
All right.
It'll just be self-regulating. I don't think that the first person that talks should be the one that says, well, I didn't accept this. I didn't judge this one. But I did pick this one. I'm not sure if anybody else did. The thing that I love about this image, I really like the form that he chose for this building. But I think that the lighting and the way that he's controlling the values, both in the shadows and the highlights, speaks to the shape of the building. I feel like it does a really wonderful job of expressing the architectural form. And then there's some fog in there, which obviously I love. But the use of light to a formal descriptor of the building is what really drew me to this image, because I think Hugh Ferriss's work does a great job of describing form through its control of value and lighting.
That's true. Cricket. I agree with you. But I think it's a good idea, Mike. One of the people who picked it should start. It's you have to convince us, right? That's the idea.
Honestly, to be honest, now I'm looking at the images again. I cannot really remember 100% whether or not I picked it. However, looking at this image, I think that here some very important decisions about light were made, which in a way show me that the artist has complete control of the language that he's using in order to create this image, which to me, it's the willingness of making that decision and the ability of me to understand that that decision was made that triggers something in me. And so that's the reason why I think it's a great image. I'm not really sure it's one of the images that I picked, but again, it was so hard.
It was super hard
to say, okay, I'm picking this because it's a good image or because this was done anyway.
Well, this one wasn't in my top, but I do agree. There's some really small, nice moments there that really help, draw your eye towards the form. For instance, even looking at the way that the sky has been rendered, right? You have the light side with the dark side of the building, and then you have the dark side of the sky with the light side of the building. And just using simple things like that contrast and using different surfaces to play off of each other really kind of, emphasizes that building form a lot more.
Guys, we are over time. We gotta move on.
Next.
Andrea Kogo.
Yeah, Andrea Kogo. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
So I picked this one. And I think this one I think was very much like a gut feeling, like I saw it and I was like, wow, and I think, again, it's kind of using Hugh Ferriss to really play almost like the opposite of what you would normally expect. Like instead of having this sort of idea of a dark abyss, you use the kind of traditional Hugh Ferriss uplighting to create this inverted effect. And so I'm starting to I can already see all these stories going through my head, like what is below? Do you have a light surface? Is it fog? What the white almost makes the unknown more powerful for me. And obviously, like the level of detail, the work with lighting, and how you have almost extreme contrast on some surfaces that play very well with the fogginess. So you have like the very soft lighting, and then you also have the very harsh lighting against all the reading of the material on the side. I think made this super successful for me.
This one, we need like we need to be able to like pass the ball somehow. Anyways, this image was like this was one of like my last 15. It's somewhere in the early teens for me. It didn't quite make it, but there's something. There's another entry from John Mark, which I don't know if anyone else if that one made it into the top 25. That's very reminiscent of Blame, the beautiful graphic novel in both scale but also in texture in this one. That I think it's one of those things where there's a lot of contrast kind of throughout this image, but I think that the main platform, kind of the focal piece of this image, being the only one that's actually downlit, that the top surfaces are the bright parts, really still makes it pop. Like I think that between the texture and like contrast everywhere, but still your focal point goes to that kind of whatever that outjutting is. It was a really successful use of composition in this, which is also very dynamic and like it suggests a sci-fi world I'd like to see more things in.
Beautiful. We got 20 seconds. Should we move to the next?
Yes, let's go. Yeah, this one was fun.
This was so fun, yeah.
So I picked this one.
I did as well.
And I'm gonna go first. Angelo is watching. Is my my Napolitan buddy. I picked this because to me, Angelo has shown a level of creativity that dare to dare, right? And this was a long shot, and I was right to think that maybe this image was not going to be picked by the judges because you guys come from the archivist field. Mengyi works in architecture office, and I thought that maybe that decision was going to get him punished because it was so far from whatever it is that I was expecting people to come up with that I thought it was great. And I don't know, I have to give it to Angelo for being so creative, being so funny, and being so different from everything else that was submitted for this competition. So that's the reason why I picked it.
Yeah, I want to say that as well. This is the one that I said out of the 10 that I picked that I narrowed it down. There were a few where I really liked the images and I really thought it was such a fun idea. But for me, like I said, I was being strict. I was being a purist, let's say. I always got to set some kind of hard boundary, when I'm doing this. That I found it hard to pick them in the final 10. But this one, I don't know. This one really made me laugh, and I really thought it was a good idea. And so I put it in there as well. It's fun. The creativity, the idea.
I love this image. I got a chuckle out of it when I saw it. I thought it was beautifully executed. And it was definitely one that, made it into the later stages of my judging, but the thing that kept it out, and like just barely, because the idea is so cool. It's a movie about behind the scenes of a film, and it's also using the Dutch tilt. It's very cinematic in how it's composed and how all the lines are working in this image. The thing that that kept it from being the image it's a post trick, which is that like if you zoom out on this image, you kind of lose the whole thing.
Yeah. If
the whole background had gotten darker and then the Godzilla that was right in front of this massive spotlight was brighter and maybe a little bit closer to camera or taking up a little bit more frame, it would have felt a little bit more Hugh Ferriss to me. I think that the composition, it gets a little bit confused between is the main subject the Godzilla getting stage direction, or is it the set behind it? And I feel like they're both really cool. And as a result, they both have equal weight in the image. And what I would have liked to have seen is a decision of what's the subject of this image. Because I think even now, looking at it full screen, it's hard to say whether Godzilla is the subject or the set is the subject. And they both look great. But I'm conflicted as a viewer as to what's the more important thing.
I hate to have to interrupt you. We have a schedule. We got to move on. It's over 3 minutes. But when you were saying that, that's what I thought the reason why you did not pick that image. I was like, there is something about the composition that Mike probably said no. But anyway, guys,
I've become predictable.
Let's move forward.
And somebody also, I'm moving to the next one. Somebody mentioned as well that that is the image creator is Godzilla in the image, so he's the one playing Godzilla.
I kind of hoped. Hoped that was.
It makes sense, right?
Let's go.
This is my recommendation for the winner.
Trillo. Sorry.
I'll call this as my personal favorite. I think this one should win submission.
Dude, I told you to not give anything away.
Oh no. I hate this image. No one should like it.
No,
See, they got us playing blind, folks. Anyways, I'm just going to, as per usual, I'm going to play it as straight as possible. I think that this is a sequential story that I think is told very well and where they chose their frames. As far as setting the scene of the building, you got the grappling hook and you got Batman flying up. You got all the cool things going on. There's a story going on. It looks beautiful together, and then you could also look at any one of these individual frames, and each one is absolutely gorgeously executed. And one of the things that I love both in photographers and in CG is work that manages to break away from like the hard edges that you often get from them. That gives it a painterly or a sketched quality without looking like it was just a filter that was thrown on through Photoshop or any other plugin. I think the control of tone is incredibly well used, which again is like one of the defining hallmarks, I think, of the Hugh Ferriss style, where they're putting local contrast, how they're using the brightness of the sky to make sure that the top of the building and reads as a little bit more important than the blimp in the background. I think these were masterfully executed, and I think that they're gorgeous, and I wish that I had made them. And I don't care what ridiculous rules Fabio and Jason have come up with later. I'm saying it right now. This is my favorite entry.
Okay, well, you've definitely convinced me because I did not have this in my top 10, but now that I look at it, it's very, very smart. First of all, they managed to, it's like it's not one rendering. You've got 4 images, right? You've got at least 4 images.
Six, I count.
6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. Okay, 6.
Technically illegal.
I would say
a half dozen.
They're all really, really strong, and I think maybe how it got away from me the first time was because I was looking at 6 the whole time. I couldn't focus on one. And once you start looking at one of them, I mean, especially that sensor shot, it's very, very well done.
You cannot look at just one image. You gotta look at the whole story, right?
My eyes can't go that way. I don't have go.
Guys,
you don't read enough graphic novels, I think, Mengyi.
I never like graphic novels. I'm a movie person.
You got 15 more seconds.
Oh, Mengyi, you're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart, Mengyi.
Jason, let's move to the next one.
Yeah, we're moving on, but I have to say something first too. Like, it's a tough one, man, because it was 6 images, but I know it's all working together. But that is a sequential piece of art. Yeah, and each one was done in the Hugh Ferriss style. Freaking amazing, and I know who made it, and they are amazing, amazing artists in general, and they're unbelievable. I can't believe what they do. But that's why
I hate them because they're so good.
Exactly.
I hate them.
But that's also why I have to say why I didn't pick it. I think it's a beautiful image, but I was looking for something. I don't know. You know how it is. Christian and Lorena, you guys are amazing. Anyway, so
they killed it. And there was a third person that they worked with on this as well.
Oh, was there?
They gave a Christian of some sort that I didn't recognize by name. But I'm pretty sure they said that they worked with a third person on it.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
Guys,
we're up
let's
next
talk
with
about the
Fabian.
next.
Fabian
Fabian.
Oberhammer's image, the Dizzy Viper.
I really like this image. I put this in my top. One of the things that I like so much about this image is that there's two things that happen, I think, that are really cool in this, right? Like, you get the sense of scale by these giant overarching, towers rising that take up the majority of the image. But then you're still drawn down to the unknown brightness down within some valley of some sort, and it's a little bit mysterious, which a lot of images use, and I like it. But then also, like, the way that you still get a sense of the city around and beyond the overall urban scale of this world, I think was really well handled. And also feels like an image that I would have made. So I quite liked it.
So he copied Droquis copying Hugh Ferriss. It's a joke. before
I'm okay. If I only make Hugh Ferriss style images from now until the day that I die, I would feel like I would have lived a successful life.
I was kidding a little bit. I did, because I found it interesting. I just want to make a general comment about all the images, that it was interesting to see sometimes, because if you do like a Hugh Ferriss search and you look at all the images on that front page, we had images that were made, and some of them were really like a direct representation of those, which I absolutely think is fine, because it's like you're taking this drawing and turning it into a 3D thing. It's not a simple task, and trying to recreate the lighting and everything else. And I actually think that this, of any challenge that we're doing, this one makes the most sense to do something like that. So in a way, when I say copy, I'm kidding. I'm not. It's more about you're capturing the essence of those drawings that he has done. So I just want to make that clear.
Wait, does this one reference a Hugh Ferriss image directly?
This one does not, but the joke about copying Hugh Ferriss, there were some other images I saw that were really like from Hugh Ferriss images.
Oh yeah, there's a few that were direct copies, which, like, Bertrand like a year ago Bertrand Benoit did a beautiful one of that. I did that 2 or 3 years ago. There's a lot to learn from that process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
be clear, this is not that.
I wanted to bring it up because there was a discussion about this a little bit in one of the comments. Someone came to me and also said, hey, I see this image. It's like a direct copy, not a copy, but a direct representation of an image or a drawing that he did. And I was like, it's fine. It's like, that's what we're doing, and it's okay. Because he was also asking about, something he was doing, if it was okay. And I was like, it's fine.
Yeah, I left the rules pretty loose on this.
Jason, time's up.
Yeah, as usual, there aren't a lot of rules, which is not. There actually aren't any, really, except, be nice. So this one,
even that one's treated pretty loosely.
Yeah, I guess. I really love this image. This one really makes me think of Hugh Ferriss, like when I see it, just immediately.
And by the way, it's worth mentioning that she submitted 2 images, and both images ended up in the top 25.
28.
However, you can only have 1 horse in the race for the finals. And so one image we had to remove, which was the one from the upside down. I think that this image captures extremely well all the essence of the work of Hugh Ferriss.
I'm waiting for Mengyi to talk, but I know that Mengyi was the vote for the other Erica.
I like the upside down. I love the upside down, but it's okay. I mean, like, Erica, kudos to you. Amazing work. I like the upside down, though. I thought it was doing something different. I know it was like the architecturally stronger one, and I understand this one's much more about mood, which I agree with. I like the mood. It was a very hard decision, though, but I like the
I agree. It was a hard decision. Both of those images made it pretty late into my judging. This one, here's what I really like about this one over the other one is that you have an element of story, right? You have, like, again, like the mysterious light, but you also have the woman in the big gown. But then you also have, with the exception of that ridiculously oversized lamppost, which is the only thing that I think really needs to get fixed in this image, because it's way out of scale and it looks like it's coming out of the building. But other than that, like, if you ignore that, the scale of this space that she's in is incredibly effectively communicated, as is the story. And then there's this, like, that element of, I want to know, is she running away from something? Is she walking towards something? There's a lot of things that I look at this image and I start trying to create stories for myself to complete that circle, which I think is one of the most successful things that any image does, which is make you want to know more, either what just happened or what's about to happen or what's happening slightly off screen. And I think that this image does all of that using a lot of the same techniques that Ferriss loves. And also communicating the scale of the city. I think it's successful on so very many levels, with the exception of that lamppost.
Guys, we got 20 more seconds, I would say. Let's move to the next image, Jason.
Already done.
I keep waiting for like a good chance for a break to go grab more beers, but then we're just like having a bunch of images that I personally shortlisted.
We're gonna take. How about we do? We can do a super quick break, because I'm gonna need to also go and look in this other room for a second. In a minute, when we're done with this, the first round is done.
Ominous.
When the first round is done, before we start the second part, then we do this. Okay. Is that fine with you,
I'm gonna
Mike?
grab a beer. I'm gonna take a 20-second break after this image. I'll say my piece on this image because I think this is beautifully executed. And the thing that I like so much about this composition, it's very, very simple. And I think that simple compositions can be a lot of times the most challenging. But the choice that I just absolutely love in this decision is that the brighter highlight is on the back building. Right, so you have this big, what would otherwise be like something that's stopping you from getting into the image, the first column here, being overwhelmed in brightness and contrast by the back one, which takes you down the bridge, which beautifully cuts that highlight across. And to me, when I looked at this image, I got this feeling of this proud monument towards, I think that the couple of skyscrapers on the bottom right aren't necessarily helping this image, but I'm happy to ignore them because they're very subtly placed in there. And I felt like this is the proud edge of a city, or this is the monument looking out towards something or saying something to the world, or what, I don't know what the story is, but I think that there's so much communicated with so very little in this image that I really enjoyed it.
I want to say the name of the artist is Jochen Binens, just for future reference.
Is that a Dutch one? That might be Dutch.
Let's just say it in American style. It's Jochen Bijnens. Isn't that how you would say?
Jochen Bijnens.
You just straight up pronounce every letter in English, right? Like, yeah, okay. No, that's. I have to say, really, Dutch names are hard. Yeah.
I feel like I'm bleeding inside my head now, Jacob.
So does Jochen.
We got 30 more seconds. Should we take a quick break for Droquis?
I'm going to grab a beer. I'll be back in 25 seconds.
All right.
Are we going to take a break now? What?
We can take a break. If you need to go to the loo, I'll entertain people.
I just need to look in this room over here.
Okay, look into the room. I don't know, Mengyi.
I want to know what's in the room.
I wish I knew, Jason, after so many years, but I really don't.
You better bring out something from that room, and I hope it's our second half surprise.
I really don't think so. But anyway, hey, how's the weather?
Oh, the weather's crap here right now. It's been raining for 2 days.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy here in New York. I mean, everything looks like a Hugh Ferriss image right now. We're on the brink of.
I'm a master in small conversation.
Yeah, but should be fun. This has been a very, very nice break in my day. So
is it the first?
Yeah,
it's not the first competition that you get to judge, right?
But this is the only one I've done so far that's got like live judging, which I think is pretty fun.
Is it adding an extra layer of stress?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Stress-free.
I've done the CG Architect judge in the past, and it was an atrocious, I guess, week of work. People don't realize how long it takes to go through all the
it's huge too. It's
5,000.
a lot of work. I mean, now, like, especially with interactive, especially with all the videos, and obviously, like, we're not watching it once, we're watching it like 3 times, right? So it's like my eyes are like dried at the end of it.
You guys talking about CG Architect Award judging?
The Architect Awards. Shout out to Jeff.
Big shout out to Jeff.
Is Jeff watching?
I hope Jeff is watching. We need to just text him and be like, Jeff, are you watching?
Lurking in the background, I'm sure,
Jeff,
at some point.
So I'm gonna ask directly to Martin right now if I'm saying this right. Is it Jochen Bienens? Okay, let's move on.
Did you just go ask your wife for help?
No. She's Austrian. It's not gonna. How's she gonna help me?
Well, I do feel that compared to Americans, the Europeans tend to have a better grasp on how other languages should be pronounced, and they actually care a little bit about getting it right. And we don't overwhelm in that category.
That is absolutely correct. Yes.
So next image, Mateusz Pankiewicz.
Oh boy.
Pankiewicz.
That sounds closer.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
I guess we'll go with that.
We're sorry, really. We are.
Nobody deserves me.
It's difficult
pronouncing their names. Anyway, this image, I did not select it myself. I thought it was a little bit incomplete, although I appreciated the composition and the lighting. Who picked this image?
Oh, sorry, that would be me.
Okay.
I love the simplicity of this one so much. Like sometimes the simplicity can be, it looks like, oh, well, didn't spend a lot of time, and also the lighting, the way that the lighting is done. I don't know. It just hit me. It was such a, there's like some really good examples in the Hugh Ferriss works of him having extremely, this kind of extreme lighting, and I don't know, it just hit me. This image for me, I just really, really liked it. And I actually like the fact that it's almost scaleless. There's no figures in it. There's no windows. It's almost like a sculptural in that way. So this is why it attracted me.
And there was no gold in it.
Yeah, you can see there were no golden image chosen. There were no gold images.
This one, I feel like I agree. I love the composition. I love the simplicity of this composition. I would have liked to have seen, I don't know, like maybe some like weathering or patina on the building that would give a little, like a very subtle hint of scale, but also a sense of age. There was a little bit, I felt like it needed just a little something. It felt just not quite finished to me. Mm-hmm. And I think that there's
especially like architecturally, I know, Jason, you said you like that there were no windows, but my eye is going towards the middle where those bridges end. And I'm assuming they're bridges because I can't tell by scale. But I would be just a little bit more of a story would have helped, either in the sense of just giving a sense of age or showing how these things are connected to each other. I think that would have been nice.
Yeah, I'm okay with there not being a story. I feel like the architecture suggests something. Like I'm okay with there not being like a literal story in it. But then if it's just about the architecture, just about the shot, like I want like a little bit more something. Formally, it's gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Maybe if the materials were a little bit richer, or maybe if there was, like this is using the models that I sent out to everyone, which were pretty simple models. And I think if you were going to go this close into one, like maybe just more detail, maybe going in and adding some like architectural, actually like beveling some corners and actually modeling in some of these actual pour lines so that they catch light in a more realistic way. If it's just about the architecture, like let's really make the architecture and the materiality sing. But the composition is gorgeous. I struggled with this one.
Guys, I'm sorry to break it to you. We got to move forward.
Wait, I feel like we have to play how to play that name from Martin. I hope this comes on speakerphone. We'll find out in a moment.
Did he send it to you? He said he sent it to me too. Or maybe he sent you like a love letter.
We'll find out.
should be pronounced as Jochen Beinens.
Beinens. I would have never guessed that.
Man,
Martin, you are the man, and thank you for continuing to teach me how to say things and not making me say your name correctly, because I can't do it.
Why we love our
Martin,
Fantastic.
you're the best.
Okay, so now we have someone
Giuseppe
from...
La Greca.
Yeah. Okay, Fabio can do this one very well. This Italian name. Good job, Fabio.
Thank you.
I picked this one. I don't know if anybody else.
I thought I did. That's how close this was, folks. I thought this was one of the ones I picked. I just double checked it is not. It almost was, though. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mengyi.
I liked it. So, Giuseppe, I guess. Oh man, American. Okay. There were a few, I think, but this one, it felt like they were all part of a series. This one was the strongest for me because what was interesting was that you're using the same architecture, right? You're almost the same architecture, but there's different use of technique on each one of these structures, right? So one of them, you have the more kind of extreme gradient, and the other one is a much more softer play of light, and I like that. And I thought overall, I mean, as a 1 point perspective, this is really, really beautiful. You have the boats in the water really breaking up those surfaces. So again, this kind of, somehow it works really well for me where you have this kind of nice combination between different textures, different methods of lighting it, and getting all of that into a cohesive package.
It's funny. My one thing I think that kept me out of this one was the same thing that kept you out of the last one, which is the lost shadow on the lost edge on the right of this image. And I feel like it was something that I saw in a couple of his images. The rocks, like, look how strong the edge of the rock versus the sky behind it is, right? So if the sky was a little bit darker right on the right there, or on the left as well, but the left, it is darker and it kind of fades away. And then this rock was a little bit lighter. There was just a hint of grays in those blacks so that you still kind of read the edge of that building. I think this might have made it, but for me, like, it was just like when I come back and glance at it, I can't, like, it's not just that I see the rock, it's that the rock interferes with my understanding of the two buildings.
Mike's going deep. He's taking a deep dive on this one.
There were a lot of images that, like, I opened in Photoshop because I'm like, I think this, but I'm not sure about it, and I wanted to just quickly check.
I do appreciate that, though, Mike, that you're looking that closely, because it's funny. The interesting thing is I have 3 monitors here, okay, in front of me, which are all different because I'm a professional. They're all different. And completely different coloring. In one of them, though, I can see the building. It's separated from the background of the rock. It's strange, but in the other, it's completely the same color. It loses it. It's weird.
Guys, we're over time. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy.
We
we're moving.
Need that guy, though.
We're moving.
Fabio,
I have to say
thank
that
you.
Giuseppe did 3 images, I think, and
Yes.
I actually picked another one of his, and I couldn't. It was so
Yes.
close between this one and another one, but I do. His images were very, very nice.
I would have probably picked 2 of his images, but I had to choose only one because I know that they were going to be removed anyway.
So
the next one is Simone Oudiet. Simone Oudiet. God, man.
I love the straight on shot, elevation shot of this composition, and the single light source from below. It's just, this is a very classic looking composition and shot.
I really like this image, and I love the composition, and I feel like it's kind of, from my feelings are the same as they were for like the image 2 images ago, which is where it feels a little bit like a white clay render. I don't feel any materiality in this, and like even through Ferriss's sketches, right, which are not actually rendering materials. You still get a sense of materiality, I think, from them. And I lost that in this. And I think that was the only thing that kind of held it back for me, because I think compositionally it's gorgeous. I think it's lit really nicely. I liked the fact that the two people on that kind of like very delicate art walkway up above are not the focus of the image. They're there in a secondary, playing a secondary role to this mysterious light coming from the left. I think it was really well done, but I think that I would have liked to have seen a little bit more materiality, I think.
Mengyi, do you have anything to add?
I mean, this one, it was really close for me, but I honestly, for me, I'm comparing this to the one that we had shown from Erica, where you also have the similar situation where you have these very small figures kind of playing the role against, a larger background, which is a sort of more, traditional building. And I felt that the people in this case, and Mike, it's almost opposite of what you're saying, where they become lost. I want them to be stronger. And I think by including them there, it kind of pulls the focus away from me.
I think if you had added more people on the ground level, so that those two weren't the only two figures on without changing anything, the fact that those are the only two people in the image kind of suggests, I can agree with you on that. Maybe
I think
should.
It's almost like by putting them there, I want my eye to go there, but where they are, there's just so much other visual noise that it's getting lost.
So would you agree that if we had a sea of gathering on the ground plane of just kind of indiscriminate silhouettes?
And then some sort of procession or some sort of large event, that would completely change the feeling of this image.
Because then those two people wouldn't be so important because they wouldn't be unique anymore.
Exactly.
They would just be in a different place.
Exactly. Totally agreed.
Guys, we're over time.
Yeah, we are. I was just showing the images. We have a lot to do.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh
so,
my gosh.
It seems like we went through a lot of them, right? We weren't even halfway. So we're
close to halfway.
Let's be strict. Let's be strict. Okay. So
come on, next
image. Oh, what's happening? I want to go to the next image. Okay.
This
next.
Niccolo Brodelli.
Okay. Oh man, this image. This was the image I was waiting to see pop up on the D2 community page. And I myself was planning to, but of course did not, create something for this competition just for fun. This is what I would have done. So if anybody doesn't know, this is the Hugh Ferriss based on the drawing that he did that was representing the zoning laws in New York City. And this is actually something that Rem Koolhaas talks about in Delirious New York. And it really was about the zoning. I think that was actually what the chapter was about. So congrats, Niccolo, you did it. That's what I love this image. I really wanted to see it.
I really love the execution of this image. I think that it's very true to Hugh Ferriss. I like this scale figure. It feels very concept arty to me, which you guys know I'm a sucker for. I don't really have anything bad to say for this image, except that I will say when I was looking at everything else, I felt that, and this is true for a lot. This is, I think, the only image that we're looking at that's a direct kind of remake of a Hugh Ferriss image. But this one is, I felt like the people that took the Hugh Ferriss and then ran with it got a couple extra bonus points. Not that this got any negative points, because like I said, it's a wonderful exercise, but the other ones that took it and made it their own in a stronger sense, got a couple extra bonus points from it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I stated at the very beginning of this that I was looking for more. In this case, this is a beautiful image. This fulfills everything. It looks like a Hugh Ferriss image because it's based on a Hugh Ferriss image. The texturing, everything, the gradients, everything is right. But I was just looking for something a little bit extra from the artist.
Yeah. Had the field not been so strong with what everyone put in, this one probably would have made it for me.
Okay,
guys,
we're going.
We have a few seconds left. Let's go.
We want to get to the next part. We don't want to lose everybody.
Get to the surprise. Yeah, we're all dying to find out what the surprise is.
One, we're good.
Jake Williams.
Jake, who is a regular in these competitions and always comes up with something. I think Jake almost always comes up with something that's atypical from the pool at large. And I love this image. This was definitely in my top 10. When I first looked at it for a second, I was like, I don't know if I can actually say that there's a subject in this image. And that's kind of the thing that I feel like I'm going to be talking about a lot today. And then how am I going to defend this one? And as I looked at it more and more, well, it's obviously executed beautifully. It has a drawn feel to it, which you guys know that I like. What's the subject? It's a little bit hard, except until as you look at it more and more, the subject's the same thing that the guy's painting, which is that all the bright spots, all the high parts of contrast are the light. It's the relationship to this interior space to light, and both the outside world and then the internal artificial light. And I think it's handled masterfully. I think that when you look at it through that lens, that's what this whole image is about. And I think it's incredibly successful. And I think it's an incredibly unique adaptation of Hugh Ferriss's work. I don't know if Hugh Ferriss ever drew anything inside. Certainly not a dining room that I know of. And I think that this carries his spirit into an interior remarkably well.
Jake is an amazing artist. It's incredible how he handles everything: scale, light, composition, story. There's just something about the way he does what he does that it's very hard to put it into words, but it's more. Let's put it that way.
And from what I remember from other, go ahead. Sorry, Mengyi, go ahead.
I also appreciate, the fact that he's not just drawing from one source in history, but he's drawing from two different sources, like using the sort of like Frank Lloyd Wright architecture to really change your expectations of what, the Hugh Ferriss rendering should be. Like, I know, Mike, obviously a lot of people were working with your models, but it's just so interesting to see that same technique and that play with light happen with almost a completely different architectural form. And just like the modeling and all the details like on the bricks are pretty incredible to me.
Guys, we're over time.
I do want to point out though that I'm pretty sure that he rendered the painting that the guy's making from the perspective of where the guy's standing inside of the room. I'm pretty confident that that's the case, which hey, attention to detail. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Jason, sorry.
No, let's do it. It's okay. I was just gonna say that what I know from Jake in the other competitions, he probably created that from scratch. It wasn't like a recreation, because sometimes we see recreations of an image somebody did already, and they just adapt it, But I'm curious to know if he actually did it. Jake, if you're watching, let us know. So this is
Jakub So.
Yeah.
Jakub. Okay, so I chose this one. I liked it because it was so different, and also it was one of the very few images that we received that really embraced color. Not only that, I think that there's this very nice softness to the whole image that I think is different than what we've seen so far with a lot of these Hugh Ferriss images, and especially using this play of the gold lights and the pinks, and then also just kind of framing it together in a comic book context. So like obviously clearly 6 was too much, but this for me is just such a nice framing. It's taking the like 1920s 1930s aesthetic and bringing it almost to this like future, like used future aesthetic, which is I think different for me.
Jason, anything to add?
No, I personally don't get the Hugh Ferriss feeling from this one. I didn't pick this one, so
I have to say that I agree with that. I thought it was a very good executed image. There was a little bit of a contrast between realism and painterly feeling that didn't quite add up, and it just looked like a very good cyberpunk interpretation of what a Hugh Ferriss image would be, but I did not think that it was that successful. So,
I really applaud the. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I really applaud the attempt, but I feel like the that idea of having a subject in an image and having a kind of an overarching hierarchy to how an image is supposed to be interpreted. I feel like the color in this, which quite works, is kind of destroyed by the blown out yellows underneath of the Wayne buildings. And I think that it didn't quite cohere into an image about a thing for me.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I think for me, it was mostly just that someone took the attempt, right? To kind of hybridize the Hugh Ferriss with something completely different. So I applaud Jakku for that.
I absolutely applaud her for that. Her, him, Jacob, him.
Jacob.
I'm gonna get the judges to murder me. We're over time. I'm sorry, guys.
We're going.
No,
James.
Fabio, I'm so happy that somebody is at least kind of paying attention to the time.
I'm doing it. It's for real.
It needs to be done. Well
Mike,
done, my friend.
Mike, we gotta maybe we have a new show idea. It's just us talking about one image for an hour.
Oh my god, we could totally do that. That's great.
You could pick any image out of the 185 and I could talk about it for an hour. I think.
Probably, yeah. I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Marco Paffi, don't worry. I paused the clock whilst these guys were
okay,
talking.
And go.
Come on.
Who picked it?
I picked it.
I picked it also.
Okay. Say something.
Wait. Fabio, do you want to say something or should I go?
I thought it was a fresh, different interpretation of, the competition. A lot of people were focusing on like single elements, trying to highlight silhouettes and make them very, how can I say, impressive. This one was a different take on the competition. And so I thought it was very interesting as an image, and it could have given us an element of discussion different from everything that we have seen so far.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting because, again, like just to keep going back to the ones that we've seen, there's very few that really deal with using this style with something that's more natural and more organic. And in this case, you do have that kind of juxtaposition of the two. And I'm actually curious to know what the story behind this city is, how is it being constructed? How does it fit into this natural environment? And I do like the idea that you're using the black and white technique, maybe not completely in the traditional Hugh Ferriss way, but there is a lot of different ways that the contrast is being broken up. But at the same time, even though you see these little spots of the windows as light, you still kind of read the building forms very clearly and you understand the hierarchy of the image very, very well.
I will add quickly that, I'm going to be the...
30 seconds.
Yeah. The downer here is that this one did not make me think of Hugh Ferriss at all. Like, I think there's not enough contrast among the buildings. It's like I understand the composition of the image calls for foreground contrast, as foreground dark, background is the light part, and there's the contrast. I don't know. I was missing it a little bit. I love the image. Don't get me wrong. I think it's a fantastic image, but for this specific contest, I was not convinced. Compared, we're looking at 185 images, so we had to pick something.
Time's up.
But I have to say, it's amazing, Marco. It's an amazing image.
It's beautiful.
So, Martin Jario.
Martin Jairo. Sorry.
Jario. I love this. I mean, this one, I think I was very much comparing to the Godzilla one, obviously. Godzilla King Kong rivalry. Very, very different style, very, very different composition. But I like this. This one is for me all about the story, right? You have the architecture in there, but it really talks about what's happened afterwards. The lighting, I think, on the skeleton itself is quite beautiful. The amounts of detail are quite beautiful. You have the building framing, the actual subject. So your eye, for me, I think maybe the light on top is a little bit too much. But overall, I think it does a very great job of framing everything. It tells a beautiful story. Also, it's just fun.
I really like this image. The one thing that kept it out of my top 10 was how bright the light is on the buildings that are framing it, right? Like the highlights on the skeleton, which are smaller because it's a skeleton, are just as bright as the highlights on the building. And I think you would want to darken those down. And however you wanted to fake, there's a million ways you could fake that. But I think that when you look at this, the framing buildings pull a lot of attention to the two bottom corners, right? Because there's a lot of contrast there and they're very bright. And if they had been toned down or the textures had been made darker or something like that, that focus would come back to the much more spotty highlights on the skeleton. So like I felt like it didn't quite achieve that like level of value control that I would have liked to have seen. But I love the idea. I generally love the image. It made it very late into my stages of shortlisting. But how the buildings are used on the corners is what kept it just barely out for me.
I also chose this image. I thought it was completely different, and I'm also very happy to say that I got the name of Martin correctly. So congratulations, Fabio.
Okay, I say we move on.
This time we gotta move forward. I really hate to do that. I keep saying that.
So this is from Andrea.
Yeah, this
Andrea
is another
Gallo.
image from Napoli.
So many Italians.
This is in my top 10. I think it was one of those images that immediately I was like, wow, like the scale of it obviously is extremely impressive. And I do think I think there are some points where I would love to have seen, the gradients with the lighting a little bit smoother, a little bit maybe more texture sizing that would have been nice. But overall, it made a really big visual impact on me.
James?
Yeah, this one didn't get into my top 10, but like we're talking about, it's so hard. I really like this image, and the scale of it is definitely something monumental, and it's like taking the concept and moving it into the future. I do really appreciate it, but like, there was something about it that it was not something that stuck out to me the same way as some of the other images. So, but Andrea, I really do appreciate this image. It's really great.
Droquis, you got 45 seconds if you want to add something.
I mean, I can always fill 45 seconds if needed, but this was another one that was really tough for me. I really liked the image, and I absolutely agree with Mengyi that like the scale comes across really like viscerally, which I think is hard to do with these extra human or extraordinary scales. But I felt like, we have the subject of the lone silhouette, which is just kind of standing and gazing into the void or the space, and we don't have a secondary subject. Like what it appears to be him looking at is that sphere also off to the left, but contrast would suggest that that's not the important thing in the image. I felt like the silhouette foreground character, which is almost a trope that we all use, especially the concept artists use a lot, is used to ground you, to direct you to something else. And here I got just like a little bit lost on what that second thing is that I'm supposed to be looking at.
Wait,
but
Mike.
I still felt the scale of the whole image. Did I go past 45 seconds?
30 seconds over time.
Well, you asked me to talk.
Andrea.
Okay.
Now you can go and sell mozzarella in Naples.
We have a lot of fun coming up. We want to get to this, and we have just a few. Let's see.
I'm just gonna keep pushing the time limits because I do not think that for Mengyi and I, this fun is gonna be that fun. I think it's terrifying, and I'm quite worried about it.
Neil Griffiths is the next one.
So I picked this image. This is this one. There's a couple things that I love about this one. The technical detail and execution is just bonkers, and so. But I don't like talking about that much, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to recognize it. This is he took a composition from Hugh Ferriss himself, the escalators and like the gridded floor and the columns. That's all direct from one of Hugh Ferriss's images, and then aged it and made it color, which I think this is one of the few images that I think uses color effectively in the sense that it's it is realistic, if not like Hudson Valley-esque light, but it doesn't take away, I think, from the composition as a whole. And then he's kind of taken this and done like kind of an Among Us or whatever that Will Smith movie is type effect on it. And I think he's done it incredibly successfully. My one biggest complaint from this, or biggest like critique, I guess, is that I want, when you come back and zoom your eyes, I feel like those giraffes should be the focus of this image, or maybe their shadows should be, but neither of them from a value sense are overly legible. So like if we had moved the light a little bit or moved the giraffes a little bit so that their full silhouette, one of their full silhouettes would have been red in the shadow, I think you could say there's a subject. The one thing that this image is missing for me personally is that like, what exactly is my one subject? But the execution on this one really blew me away. And I think that it's one of the few that used color very successfully in this challenge.
I felt that the color, I think like overall as the image, I love the image, but the color actually moved it way far in the spectrum for me to initially even recognize this as something that would be tied to Hugh Ferriss. I think like if there was some sort of middle ground there or a more stylistic playing of color, that would have gotten me a lot more interested in this.
I don't disagree with that, but I kind of like that because it's a unique saying of this is how he inspired me. He inspired me with this composition as opposed to just his use of
Guys, we got
light
10
and value.
seconds.
So many things to say. We could literally do a 24-hour stream.
But you know, the beautiful
awesome
thing
work.
is that if we're going to pick 3 winners and they're willing to talk to us, we can have a 1-hour conversation with them about their artwork. So,
Back on.
next,
And then we'll do the 185 every other day.
So many Italians. So many Italians. It's
Yeah.
Nicolo Garonzi.
So I picked this one. I thought obviously it is rendered very well. I also feel kind of as a concept that it was very strong for me. Living in New York and actually seeing buildings like the ones that are surrounding this tower in the middle, you know, on a daily basis. It's actually really cool for me to see almost this literal placement of Hugh Ferriss architecture into a much more realistic scene. And I just love the amount of detail. I love that the, Nicola has done such a great job of blending the two, so it doesn't feel that one is out of the place with the other. And I do think that the use of light on it is quite gorgeous.
Anybody? We still have a minute.
It's yeah.
This was another one that was like in my top 14 or whatever. It was one of the last ones of like A or B. And the thing that killed me is that I love a lot of things that are happening in this image. I love how he's treated the foreground and the ground plane. I love how the light kind of just like has these beautiful like gradients that keep the buildings on the left legible, but not too important. The main building, the focus of the building, the thing that takes up all this thing is a pretty flat white all the way up and down. And like, to me, it lost a little, like it feels like the least dynamic part of this composition, and it feels like it should be the most dynamic, interesting part of this composition. Like I really like this image, but when I kept going back and looking at the subject, right, the image, the building that we're focused on, it just like it didn't quite do it. I feel like maybe a brighter sky behind it and the top falling to shadow would have been like a Hugh Ferriss. I don't know what the answer is. It just felt less dynamic than the ground. Like I was more interested in the details and the groundscape than the subject.
J-Man, sorry, let's move forward.
Yep, I
We're
agree.
running out of time. We're really running out of time. So this one, it's Waikin Lam. This guy has made like 5 images and
a film and an animation.
And a film.
Shout out to Ryan, man. He just kills it.
He's doing this all the time. It's totally crazy what he does in such a short time. He's amazing.
Unbelievable.
So I
Who
think
picked
this
this
one was
image?
me again, right? Unless somebody else picked it as well.
Yep.
Me again. Okay. Hi guys. So I think Mike, like in contrast to the one with the drafts earlier, I think this one for me was a much more effective use of color with the idea of the style, because it's again, the color doesn't overwhelm the style. You're still kind of seeing how gradient is kind of the focal point of all of this, but it's introducing that other element of color. You're taking this design and really taking it to the future and looking at it maybe in much more of a normative, visualization way. But I quite like how the two things have been blended together.
I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Are you finished?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Yeah, for me, it's the same problem. I don't get Hugh Ferriss in this image. It's the composition, it's the lighting, the setting, everything. It's an amazing image. Like, this is the hard problem. These images are so fantastic. But I was really looking for something specific here. Like, for instance, what I mean is, this image for me, this could be from part of another competition. It doesn't have the specific things related to, like, I see the models in there, but I'm looking for other things as well, that are reminiscent of Hugh Ferriss. And because the lighting and everything for me in this sense is not really matching up with that. So Ryan, your images blow me away every time. But for me, related to this competition, I couldn't pick it.
I mean, I agree with Jason on that one, and since I know we're about to be out of time, I will just say, if you guys haven't watched the animation that he made for this, go check it out, because it's really cool, and he syncs the music to the lighting inside of the scene. It's awesome, and it goes from old to new. It's really cool. I won't say anything because I always say something.
I'm okay. Full word.
I nailed it that time. I nailed the time.
Right on it, yeah. So I picked this image, and I remember when it came across the D2 community page as well. I don't know what it is about it. I really love it. It's like an old-fashioned style poster. The way that the background was treated, I think was a unique way to do that. I know exactly what Mike's gonna say, or what he would say about it.
Wait, can you guess it? I have something to say about
this. It's again about details.
Yeah, but it's not what you think it's about. Details.
All right, but anyway, I'll pass off to you then. Mike
would have said something about the light, but anyway,
I think that the graphic nature of this is really cool, and I think that there is something very poster-esque about it. But then you have the poster-esque kind of background and overall composition, but then you have old school Nick analog effects, grain and lens dust, right? Which I love. Don't get me wrong. I put it on all of my Droquis images. But like, that suggests it should be a photograph, right? The background suggests that it's a digital painting. And then the buildings don't feel graphic enough to me to feel like they're part of either. They're kind of in the rendered world. And I feel like for an image this simple, you really got to nail all those things. So if we're going poster, the whole thing should feel poster. Yeah. If we're going photographic, the whole thing should be photographic. If we're going, gritty, sketchy, the whole thing should be gritty, sketchy. But I feel 3 or 4 different things in this that tear me away from it, even though the composition as a whole I quite like.
I don't know. You think it's like digital painting, the background? Because, I mean, think about the old posters that you would see.
No, the background's like old poster painting.
Okay, I thought you said digital.
Like I very well could have said that, but I meant painted poster.
Okay.
With the hard edges.
I think that this is the reason why I like this image, because at first when I saw it, I said, that looks very simple to me. But then you get into this a little bit deeper and you start to see very little details and things that appear and that have sort of like specific significance. And I thought that this is what made it work really well. But I'm out of time, and so I cannot. Next. How many images do we have left?
I think we're almost
3. We have 3 left.
Oh, nice.
Okay. 3 good ones. Okay.
Go.
They're all good.
I love this image. I think it's a travesty that we don't all have vertical monitors to enjoy it in.
Yeah, really.
Like, you really want to see this in like 4K vertical blurry to me.
Doesn't really work.
I feel like this is one that really the bright whites of the fog are low contrast brights. They're all against other brights. Like you take in the whole thing, the suggestion of the sea, the fact that like the building beneath is a little bit more realistic and has more stuff going on than the building above, but then your contrast comes to these sharp verticals above at the very top. Like I feel like even though that the brights are kind of all throughout the image, I feel like it's very clear where the focal point is, and I think graphically it's stunning. Like this is something I'd like to have hanging on my wall. I think it's really cool, and I think that it's very different of an approach. I think it's in some ways it's like a more successful graphic approach than the last one for me.
This one was very close. It was definitely in my top 20, I would say. I think like it does remind me a lot of, like traditional kind of concept art. I do like the play on all the detail. Like if you zoom into that one, there's so much detail in this image.
Yeah, you put like office furniture and stuff in there.
Yeah, like the balance of the lighting is really, really well done. Like you don't lose focus of, the top of the spire, but at the same time, you have this nice balance with the fog itself.
Here, let me see. Oh yeah, here we go. So you can zoom in a little. There's stairs inside. There's some
people.
And then you see there's some people.
Furniture inside?
Some railings, some furniture. Yeah, it also is for me, and I'm not sure if it was intentional, but perhaps it was. It's the World Trade Center. And
Is it?
It looks like it. Look at this.
Yeah, it does look like it.
There's the I mean, it's got larger and smaller, which is also like Rockefeller Center, but I don't know.
It's just the model that I provided.
Yeah, but in a
it
way,
does have that vibe now that you look at it.
in a way, though, the destruction of this sort of the deconstruction of this thing, it makes me have this feeling as well about like it's pointing to some kind of like memorializing the thing. Zolt could tell us.
I'll buy that.
I
I'll buy
have
that,
no
Jason.
idea if he did that on purpose.
Knowing Zolt, for sure there is a degree of depth to the way you read this information, this image, that we're missing out something for sure.
And it says
guys,
the arc. I don't know. I'm curious.
Afraid we need to move forward. We are over time, 30 seconds.
I really love this one. This is I love the perspective, the composition.
This is from Vito Summa.
The breaking up of the horizontal, so vertical and horizontal lines with the curved walkways, because we saw a lot of these images with walkways or bridges, but this one is the only one that I saw anyway that had the curved bridges, and just
I thought this was
great.
very bold.
Yeah, really enjoyed this one.
Exactly with what Jason said. I'm not gonna reiterate. I think it's really
I like this one. It was a close one for me.
I really like this image.
So should we go ahead and jump? Okay.
All right.
This is the last one. And then we're going to get into the real fun, the real meat.
Vittorio Bonaparte.
Judging.
All right, I have nothing to say about this one, so I'm going to use the restroom real quick.
Okay, I really like this. I don't know, maybe I'm just like the weirdo here, but I like the ones where it's referencing Hugh Ferriss, but not like overtly referencing Hugh Ferriss. So I like that it's been completely turned into something different. That it's no longer about like the building, but it's more like, like it's a spaceship. And I thought that was really fun. I like the idea that it's been rendered in a completely different style, that it's been brought more into like a realistic rendering, but maybe, you guys disagree with me on this one. And I just think overall, it's a very beautifully detailed image.
So
yeah, I think
Mengyi,
it always takes like guts, to be so daring, and I think that when people are so bold to try things that are so different and so diverging from what the challenge is, I think we need to give that to them, right? We need to acknowledge it.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to say, and Vittorio himself posted the image which this image is based on, and Hugh Ferriss drew an image that looks like this. Without the astronaut, but he drew a space-themed image of like a spaceship. And if you go on the D2 community site, you can see it. Where under the post, he posted it himself. It wasn't like, and we've said, that this was We don't consider this any kind of cheating or anything. It's like we're basing this inspiration on Hugh Ferriss. So, but I thought the same thing as you guys at first, but it's still a great image. He did add his special touches himself. Like, I think the idea is that is Hugh Ferriss in the suit. Because he's got the easel there, and he's got the painting, that he's drawn, and actually the drawing that he has there is, I think, the one that Hugh Ferriss did. It's in the.
That's cool.
It's really
Guys,
interesting.
I like it much more now.
I think it's time for us to vote and pick first the best 10 ones, and then when we get to 10, we will have to pick our best 5 ones, and we're going.
Is this when the surprise comes out, or is that later?
This is when the surprise comes out.
Oh,
now,
God.
The way that we're going to do this, Jason is going to switch and he's going to have a view over the 25 images in thumbnails.
Sorry about that. Yeah, we got this. You can see everything.
Now, in previous editions, we were making the choice going through each single image, and sometimes the decision was a little bit biased by the order of the images.
Yes.
To avoid that, we are going to, each one of us, pick an image that we don't think can make it into the top 10s. Now, there is a catch. Each one of us has a veto that they can use in case the image that they think that it's supposed to make it into the top 10 gets selected. That veto will enable that image to be in the top 10. Nobody can delete it.
So what you're saying is that I don't have a veto.
No, of course you do.
Each one of us has it.
Well, because I've already played my cards on that one.
But we get one. Okay.
Okay.
And we have
I want
to go.
I want to see which one of you three has the balls to say that sequential Batman art shouldn't be in the top 10.
So, but the point is that we're going to do this in rounds, okay? So we're going to do it in rounds, one round
Jason,
after the other.
put your microphone a little bit closer because sometimes...
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're going to, maybe I'm screaming into it and it's cutting out. We're going to do it in rounds, and we're going to rotate through us, and then whoever's at, in the last round, so how many we got? 15 to get rid of, to eliminate. The last person.
So brutal.
And you have to use your veto wisely, because after that,
you don't have to use it.
The
but
beauty
if
is,
you disagree,
yeah,
then you can, if you really feel like that image should not belong, should not be deleted, then you can use your veto.
Okay.
And
Okay,
this,
that's fair.
and yeah, and like Fabio said, we're making sure we found the problem to be that when we would go through the images one by one and say yes, no, that we'd always get to the end, and then you'd be like, oh, maybe I should have chosen a different, like it was hard to do it because by the time you got to the end, you had to stop because you had the 10 already. So this way, we are making sure that that it's fair, to some people.
Okay. And so the veto is persisting. If I say that I want to get rid of James's favorite image, and you say no, I veto that call, that doesn't reset on the next round. No one else can be like, well, I also want to get rid of it.
No, if
only in the 10.
The person who vetoes that image, the image that they want to keep in, it goes to the top 10. So that's why you get one.
But then you can delete it.
Okay.
Somebody else can't delete it until in the top 10 it can happen, but before
Jason, did you make a copy of the top 25?
What I will do is I will use the Adobe system of I'll give them stars, and we can do it that way. You can eliminate them that way. Yep.
All right. So
I'm gonna make them
Martin's
all 5.
back, by the way, folks. Martin has made it back.
5 stars. Okay. They're all 5 stars. Let's see.
Oh, now we're going to get into some Kahneman loss aversion issues. Okay.
Wait, what am I supposed to do? Do I choose one do I pick one to go forward, or do I choose one to eliminate?
No, you're going to choose one to eliminate.
Oh,
Maggie,
no.
this is the worst part of the whole process. You got to personally say to this artist, I don't
I'm
think you did
so
it.
sorry.
It's
Okay.
awful.
You
It's
don't
so
have
harsh.
to justify. You just have to say which one doesn't belong, because otherwise we're never gonna finish.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I say sorry and then I just go for it. I want to say the one next to, on the right of the Batman sequence one.
Which
Okay,
one?
so-
You
That's
say
the last
Fabian,
one. on that
Are
one.
you're choosing this
the Dizzy Viper.
this
Okay.
image that I'm highlighting right now?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm
And-
so sorry.
How no vetoes.
No.
Okay. So
Fabian, well done, my man.
sorry, let me set this up so I can. I'm sorry. I mean, just like so anticlimactic.
Oh, you got press tab.
So we want to see only 5 stars. And it's sorry, Fabian, it's gone.
Oh, my man, Dizzy.
Now I'm gonna tell you, I just played a sound effect. Unfortunately, you guys can't hear the sound effect.
Oh God, what is it?
Watching sound effects.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna. It's too bad. You guys are gonna have to listen to the feed, I guess, on the side or something.
Later.
Don't worry, it's not that bad.
How? But it's not that bad. Doesn't mean it's not bad.
Actually, listen,
Droquis, you go next.
Mike, I have to tell you, it was Pac-Man dying.
Was it? Oh, that's the sound effect I've always wanted. Oh, I'm so happy. If we're gonna have a sound effect, the Pac-Man sound effect is perfect. Oh, that's my new highlight. I thought it was gonna be the trumpeting from Fabio at the beginning of this whole thing. The fact that Pac-Man finally made me very happy.
Okay.
Very, very happy.
So I wish I could have gotten it set up so you guys could hear it too. The people
I
in
can
the
imagine
comments are probably are already telling you, so you're gonna hear it. You're gonna find
I
out.
was gonna set up a
Droquis-
soundboard on my phone so that I could rebut your guys' sound effects choices.
All right.
But I didn't because I'm lazy.
You pick next.
I'm going to pick. I'm Vito. I'm sorry. I'm going to pick yours, buddy. I love the idea. The execution just didn't quite do it for me.
Which one was that? Sorry.
The spaceman at the very end.
I saw Vittorio's. Okay.
Oh, Victoria.
Vito, I'm sorry, my man. Good work though.
And any vetoes? Sorry. Okay.
So,
Who's next?
Jason,
Me
you
or
wanna
you?
pick next?
Yeah, if I pick, you don't get to pick in the last round. Okay, I'll do it.
Okay, then I'll pick.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll pick
Fabio
the,
wants to
the
destroy
colored
worlds.
one. The colored one. The last one on the second row to the right.
This one.
That one. Yeah.
Okay. Any veto happening here? No. Okay.
Jacob,
Thank
so,
you.
well done. I'm gonna try to manage the names. I'm gonna give everyone's a name shout out from here on out as much as I can.
Jason, you go next.
Okay. Oh man, I'm over here concentrating on the sound effects. Oh my god, what do I pick? Okay, I know. I'm going to pick the one from Ryan because of what I said before. For me, it's not. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat myself. Sorry, Ryan.
Wyken Lamb,
great-
amazing work.
Beautiful
Nope.
work. Everybody watch the animation.
Nobody's vetoing.
Yes.
Okay. These sound effects. I wish you guys could hear them. I mean, I've got multiple ones.
Let's hear them.
Oh,
But
there's
people love
multiple.
them.
I'm
People
gonna
love
go
them,
back and
but-
have to listen now.
They're writing that they love the sound effects.
Yeah, okay.
Is one of them the airport or airplane toilet?
There's no airplane toilet, but I'm not going to give anything away.
Okay, fair
We're
enough.
not gonna say anything.
Watch
Fair
this
enough.
later then.
Okay, next.
Mengyi, you go next.
Mengyi, yeah.
Okay. I am going to go for the second one in the second row. And that one.
This one?
Yeah.
Why did I volunteer to do names? I can't pronounce that. Matus Pankowitz?
Yeah, that's tough, yeah.
I should not have volunteered for that job.
Okay, so we're no vetoes. This is interesting. No vetoes
No
yet.
vetoes.
This is like This is
This is
going a lot
not
smoother than I expected, to be honest.
Well, because
And
everyone is
you
going to want to
cannot use the
protect
V-
their
you
favorite
cannot
image,
use-
which is also the least likely to go out in the early stages.
You cannot use the veto in the top 10.
Yeah.
You can only use it now.
Just you have to remember that we got 21. Yeah, you can use it now, but in the eliminating the first 15. So okay.
But I mean,
Anyway.
in honestly, if it was any of our four's top number one choice, it should probably be in the top 5, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Nah.
See, this is why we don't we try not to let Jason and Fabio make these decisions, completely on their own.
Because then,
You see-
then your veto has a bigger effect, right? We still want to be able to negotiate the last 10.
Yeah. Plus,
But
this is
I
the
feel like
D2
Fabio,
channel.
even if I completely disagree with you, if it's your favorite image, I think it probably deserves at least the number 5 spot. Even if I didn't even think it was in the top 10.
Let's
Anyways,
move forward.
this is what happens when democracy dies.
This is the D2 conferences channel,
Yeah,
not the
Okay,
like I
Droquis
said,
channel.
it's my challenge, damn it.
All right, Mike, all your
Thank you. Next.
Okay, I mean, like you kind of just kind of look at it and be like, this is one I didn't pick, and so that's got to be the one. But there's a couple of them up there. I'm gonna go with the third from the last.
So this one,
No,
Yeah.
Third.
Yeah, no, that's the correct one. The poster
Ah,
image that I felt wasn't clear enough as a poster image.
Okay.
oh, I
Was
don't
that-
know what to do.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a veto one for you. This is Simon George,
It's-
by the
I
way.
don't-
Simon, great work.
I don't know if it is. That's what I'm saying. Like, I really like it. But yeah, do I want to do my veto now? I don't know. Simon, great image. I'm not going to use my veto. Sorry about that.
Somehow you saying that you might have used it is worse than me getting rid of it.
Oh,
Move
Who's
on.
gonna go
tough.
next? Is it me?
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm going to get rid of. So Atelier Krilo, the one which is a.
Oh, fuck off, veto. You're just
The
trying.
only
You're just
reason
trying
why I asked
to. You're
is
just
because I
trying to
knew
get me
that
to
you
use
were
the
going to
veto.
veto it.
There's no way that's the least strong entry of the ones up there.
I
Fabio.
wanted you to use the veto.
Yeah, done.
Okay,
Happily
so
saved.
check the screen, you guys. I'm playing a nice sound effect from Fabio. You like that one? All right. It's him
Wait,
saying
what,
veto.
you guys have a save? You guys have a
The only
save?
reason why I picked that was because I
Oh,
wanted
we don't even get
have
to.
the
We don't even get to
veto.
hear it.
Okay.
That worked like a charm.
So that one is now off limits.
What was the sound effect that you played? Just tell us.
It was Fabio, I think, saying veto, but in a nice
But
voice.
will the veto picture go away?
Yeah, it's gone already. Don't worry.
Oh wait, there's video. There's a video
There's a
effect.
picture. There's
No,
a
Just
no.
check out the feed. It's just an overlay. Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'm good. I
anyway,
missed it.
now it's my turn.
But
Or-
I still have to pick one.
Oh
No,
sorry.
no. Your veto's your
No, I
turn
didn't
too.
Yeah.
You
but I still have to pick
definitely lose your turn as a result
No,
of
no,
that.
Well, we have to. We still need
I
to,
still have to
get
pick
rid of
one.
one or eliminate one. You know.
Well, I guess
still
the
have-
punishment would be to make him actually choose another one. So
Everybody, each person is going to veto an image, so we all use our vetoes.
I'm going to get rid of the first one in the second row from the left.
the two towers.
Yes.
two towers.
First one. So the second in the second row.
The first one in the second row.
This one. Am I
Yeah.
got it
And that
right?
one was from Giuseppe La Greca. Well done, my man.
Have I got it right, Fabio? I just want to
yes.
make sure.
Yes.
Oh wait, that one?
That one. The first one.
You said the wrong name, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you were getting. I thought there was no way in hell you were going to get rid of Jokins before Giuseppe's. I love Jokins. Jokin, I'm so sorry, my man. I love that image, but my veto is gone. I really like that image.
Lose.
Okay, the sound effect that played was from Street Fighter just now. Sorry.
Jesus, I am gonna have to relive this in replay now.
They're good. Next time around, we're gonna make sure that the judges can also hear, because this is it's too bad. Okay, it's my turn now, huh?
It's your turn. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Batman is off limits.
Goddamn right it is. Knock it off.
Oh man, this is it's tough. Sorry, I have to look at these again. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I am going to. Oh God, this really makes people gonna hate you, right? Like, I mean, this is like the whole purpose of this. I'm going to choose the one from Neil. I do like the image. I always have to preface these things because all these images are great.
I'm so discombobulated. I have 2 beers open at the moment. These are both pretty close to full.
I am almost out.
Okay, so Neil, thank you so much for entering. And I'm gonna have to. It's gone. Sorry, no vetoes. Yeah, Mengyi.
We gotta move forward.
Neil Griffiths. Neil Griffiths.
Neil Griffiths.
Amazing image.
I'm gonna do the third one in the first row.
Third one?
Oh God, that's the toughest name of them all. Alexander Kamalik.
Alex's image. We're gonna go. Sorry, Alex.
Great image, dude. I really dug it. Well done, bud.
Sorry about that.
My
Let
turn?
me find a sound effect for you.
Yes.
It's already gone.
Yeah,
Gone.
I sound effected it. Okay. I'm still waiting for the.
It just
for
gets
the
harder
next,
and harder.
Veto.
Um,
Only 6 more chances to veto.
I'm gonna get rid of the one nice part about this process. I will say is that we're looking at them all in like thumbnails of thumbnails, right between the 2. Bridge drops it down and then Zoom drops it down, and you just got to look at the thumbnails and say which one's working and which one's not. And I am unfortunately going to say, I'm gonna be that asshole, Angelo. I am so very, very sorry.
Veto!
Okay.
Hold on, I've got something. I've got something.
Oh wait, I'm waiting for it on the screen.
Wait.
Okay.
God damn it! I need to pull that window back up. I have a lot of no screen real estate towards whatever is happening.
Okay, just so Mike knows, and Mengyi and Fabio, that was a honking horn veto, and it's a Mercedes
and a
veto.
Mercedes van. I did get it there.
It's a Mercedes veto.
Nice.
So now I need to axe a second one. Getting vetoed sucks.
But I'm happy that I did.
Okay, Angelo's was this one, right?
Yeah, so you still have to pick one.
So these two are off limits. Yeah. Till top 10. Okay.
Okay. I mean, you got to be a dick twice in a row.
I'm getting my veto ready.
I'm gonna go. It's literally like the second I say the name, it's different from the second before the one. They're all so fucking close, and they're all good. Martin Yario, I am sorry, it didn't quite do it for me.
The one with King
the skeleton,
Kong, right? Yeah, skeleton.
Read the buildings in the thumbnail, not the skeleton.
Okay, Martin, we're sorry. No. Veto as well has come forthcoming. So sorry. Thank you so much. And since I know Martin, he got the flush. He got the flush.
Someone got the flush.
This is a badge of honor now. on the D2 on the challenges. The flushing is a badge of honor. So yeah, he liked it. I'm happy. Okay, good.
It's Martin. I'm sorry, man. One of the coolest ideas, but the buildings I couldn't
Yeah,
get
I
past.
thought it was awesome. So kudos to you.
Fabio,
Yeah, Fabio, it's your turn.
Fabio.
I'm gonna go for the first on the right, first line.
Sorry.
What?
Which one?
Oh, that one? Wait. On the
First
right?
On the right. Yes, that
This one?
Oh, I want to use my veto on that one. I like that.
Oh, it's veto time.
Really?
Yeah.
That was like your favorite one?
Okay, I've got a sound effect ready to go.
Interesting move, Mengyi. Oh, I'm gonna turn on
I wanna
my
see this
YouTube
video.
volume.
about it. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Okay. Oh, this is too
All
much
right.
fun.
So I need to choose another one then.
If you turn
Which one
on
is it?
YouTube, it completely fucks you up because you just hear the things you just heard 15 seconds ago, and like 4 different voices plus the 3 that are currently going. But I nailed it, and I got to forget about it.
So but I have to say, I want to say again though that this is for fun. All of these images made it into the top 25. There were 185 images. So what we're doing now, the sound effects, the vetoing, all this stuff. This is the fun part. After the serious discussion we have about the images.
The fun part. This is the most painful part of the entire thing from a judge's perspective. This part sucks. So you have to say, like, I singularly am saying you don't get to win, even though all of these are really good.
Yes.
Fun for everyone but us. This is
This
is the not fun part from our perspective.
Yeah, it's hard. It's not like it's easy. I'm just saying that I want to say that all of these 25 images are these are the top 25 images. So
yes, congratulations, and congratulations to everybody.
All right, listen.
It's
So
so hard.
Jason is the last one that has a veto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make him use that with the next one.
I saw you.
Just because I want to see him playing just because I want to see him playing. I'm gonna choose.
But hold on. What if I don't use it? Okay, go ahead.
You'll be silly not to. I'm gonna choose.
I know which one.
You can't veto. You got to be careful with that because then potentially like somebody's artwork is gonna either like. If you save one that shouldn't get saved or you don't actually think is going to get saved, that means someone who should have gotten saved is going to get booted.
I'm going to say...
I know which one he's going to say.
It's the next artwork. Jake's artwork.
Aww.
Jake's artwork.
Yeah.
I'm not vetoing that.
I can't
That's
believe
exactly
that.
the problem that I just suggested. You didn't actually think that was the worst one, and now it's got to go.
What have I done?
Jake, you need to hold Fabio personally responsible for this. That image is amazing. You see what you've done, Fabio? You see what you've done?
But see, that's the thing is though,
Wait,
agree.
Jason, you're the Zoom guy. I think Fabio should get like a 10-minute timeout.
Okay, muted. I'm turning off your video.
I feel like this is where we would normally fill in his like screen grab with like Johannes's picture or something like that.
But I think that I don't know. I think that I wouldn't have picked this one in the top 10 either. So that obviously. So I mean, Fabio, there is one image though. I have to say that's why I didn't tip my hand. I tried not to tip my hand. Okay, Jake, as always, that's fantastic image.
Thank you, Jake.
Jake told us earlier in this feed that he did actually make this for the challenge, so this is not a reconstituted image. He made this for it, and yeah, fantastic
Jake,
as
listen,
always.
Beautiful.
If you were going to win, Greg was not gonna give you money anyway. So
Oh my
I
God.
saved your friendship. I
Okay,
saved
talk to
your
Fabio
friendship.
after this.
I saved your friendship.
Jake, amazing work, my dude. And that was the Ennis house, I believe, from Frank Wood, right?
Is that
I
the
could
same
be
one
wrong
they
on
used
that.
What it-
last round?
Looked like, yeah.
What's that?
Or the yeah. Anyway, is it my turn?
Yes.
And I get to pick any image I want. There are no vetoes left. Oh. So I'm gonna be a real a-hole then, I guess. So what's off limits? These two are off limits.
And then the last one on the first row.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these three. Okay. Okay, so these three, I can't choose from them. I probably, yeah, I wouldn't have maybe, but okay. I'm gonna have to do something terrible because I've done it before. I'm gonna choose the image from Adam, and I'm saying it's terrible because I think I've removed an image of his before in a competition, and yeah, Adam, I'm sorry, my man. I hope that you're taking care of your
Jason,
daughter right now and not
Kenzie.
watching.
Oh my god. It's such a good image, so I love it.
All right, let's
Oh,
move
Adam.
forward with this. Mengyi, you're next.
Oh, okay.
So three
I'm
more.
gonna say the first one.
If Jason is not gonna use his veto, I'm gonna be so fucking mad.
Yeah, well, there's still a chance, you know.
Mengyi,
Yeah,
which
so I'm
one
gonna
did you
choose that very first one, I think.
This one?
Nuno's.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I'm just gonna make it very tense, you know.
You can barely hear you.
Yeah,
about that.
you're very
Sorry, can you
quiet.
hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah.
Your face again.
You have a dynamic microphone. I think you need a new microphone.
I do. I need a new one. It's always causing problems. Okay, Nuno, thanks so much again for being
Thank
a part.
you.
I'm gonna give you
You
a
know, beautiful colors, my man.
special sound effect.
You lose.
I have no idea.
It was "You Lose" from Street Fighter. Okay.
Oh God. Jesus, that's.
I'm sure Nuno played that game. so-
Mark, it's your turn.
Oh,
I think
the
hold on. I think I
Wait.
just hold on. I made a mistake. I accidentally deleted two.
Delete.
Hold on. I deleted one too
Oh,
many.
you deleted the fourth one. That one, the fourth one.
Andrea's image.
Yeah.
This one?
One. Yep, number
yeah,
4.
this is not supposed to be deleted.
Put it back.
Okay. Sorry about that. I think I hit it twice. So good. Good catch.
You can't even talk through your answers because then you're just more of a dick. If you're like, well, I'm between deleting this one and this one.
It's tough.
It's really hard.
It's a real dick move. And I will say this, if anyone wonders, like, well, don't the judges make up their minds before? Of the 3 images that I'm currently deciding between, or 4 5. They're all so close. 2 of them are 2 that I shortlisted. As like ones that, and there are multiple options that I didn't shortlist to get rid of here. Oh God.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. It changes your mind when you start to actually go through them again and look at them
Yeah.
and talk about them together. This is actually the fun or the interesting
This
part
one-
about
I think
live
this is the
judging.
best part. I
This
mean,
this one, okay. I'm sorry, Marco, Poffy, the bridge with the silhouette in the middle. I'm sorry, that's the one I'm gonna do on this one. Far left, second row, far left.
This one?
Yep. I'm sorry, buddy.
I'm not going to veto that one.
You're really enjoying that you're the only one with the veto left, aren't you, James?
I forgot that he still has a veto. This is dangerous.
Yeah, but but the thing is that the ones that are getting picked, I agree. You know, it's like it's okay. Let's see. Okay, Marco, thank you so much.
Marco, great work. Marco
Thank you.
Paffy, great work, my friend.
So I need to get rid of one image.
Marco,
All right.
thank you for watching. I see Marco's actually watching. Yeah, Marco, you got close.
Marco,
got
you have
close.
no idea how painful this is. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. The bourbon's going to come out soon, folks. I hate this part of the process. It's so brutal.
I'm gonna get rid of the last image. Vito.
The last image.
Yeah.
Veto.
Oh, yes! Whoa.
I just wanted you to use the veto. Jesus.
Okay. Check out what's up there now, Mike.
I'm waiting on the delay. It's got to get across the Atlantic Ocean through the YouTube servers.
That means that I have to choose another image, and the image that I'm going
I do not understand that.
It's a veto.
Oh my God! No,
Oh,
Oh my God. Okay. How are we going to keep this level every week, every month?
Next month we will have to come up with some better ones. All right. The image that I want to get rid of is on the first row, the second one from the right.
This one.
That
that
one.
one.
Okay.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we can't say anything. All the
Can't say
vetoes are
anything.
used.
We can say Simon Udiet. Great work, my man. Simone.
Great work.
Simon, yeah.
Simon. Beautiful.
Good job. I
Good
really
work.
liked that image. Possibly, yeah, I used my veto. Sorry. So, we got it? Yeah, we got 10 images now.
Yay!
Congrats to all of the entrants, and especially now we have gotten it brought down to the top 10. You made it.
We gotta be serious now, guys.
Yeah, now's where things get real fun. Yeah, it's interesting to see these top 10 though, because it's like there are of course some in there that I picked, but then the others that I didn't. It's interesting. I thought some of the others would have been removed already.
How many? Wait, so I think we probably are all feeling the same way. When I look at this, 4 of my top 10s are in the top 10.
Actually,
Okay.
How many?
Yeah,
think
it's
the same
4.
for me. Yeah.
I think I have 3. 3. Yeah.
That math doesn't add up, but that's okay.
Well, so there's
Somehow
some
it
overlap.
does. It overlaps. Oh wait. Anyway.
So now we need to trim down to 5. And I guess that our guest judge.
Can you give me one second? I need to grab something. Hold on. Just talk amongst yourselves about how amazing the images are.
Our guest judge, Droquis, aka Mike, aka Mark, is going to have to pick twice.
Are you fucking serious?
You're gonna go first, and then Mengyi's gonna go next. Then it'll be me. Then Jason.
Oh, I thought you meant
But I
like
only
right off the
pick
bat.
one. I only pick one.
Yes, each one of
I
us.
thought you meant I had to pick like 2. Actually, it'd be easier to pick 2 right off the bat than to pick 1 and then pick the last one because it's only going to
You're
get
left
harder.
to pick the last one.
Jesus Christ! I mean, I guess
the
that's
man
fair.
of the hour. So
I guess that's fair, but I'm not happy about it. Let the record
I know.
show I am less than pleased. I am less
but
than
that's why we're
pleased.
paying you so much to be here.
I mean, they were talking about CD Projekt Red. I feel like I very much empathize with some of their employees right now.
All right. So do you want to move forward? Oh well, Jason is
Well,
not
we have
here,
to
so
wait
he
for
can-
Jason. Yeah. Wait. So there's
Cannot
no
speak.
vetoes in this round.
There is no veto. This is the
Oh, boy.
final call.
Which means no jokes, Mr. Fabio. No getting rid of
jokes.
something because you think it's funny.
Jake,
These are
I'm
people's
so
hard.
sorry, man.
People put hours and days into these artworks.
I'm sorry, Jake. I'm sorry that I played with your feelings.
Jake, if you come to the next D2 in person, you and I will put something together and get Fabio back on this. We'll steal all of his shorts and shoes and leave him with a pair of loafers.
I'll take the shoes. I'll happily take his shoe collections.
There you go. We're going to steal all of Fabio's shoes, Jake, you and me, and then we're going to send them to Mengyi, who I expect to wear them, flaunt them, and post every time she wears them on Instagram, tagging Fabio.
Back on StockX, Fabio, so you can buy them back.
So I can buy them back.
Okay.
Mengyi, you could retire. If we got the whole collection, you could sell all of them back to Fabio. You'd be done.
We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so we're back
All right,
at
Mike,
this.
you go first.
2.
No, I only pick one now, and then you guys get to take the other ones away, and then I get the hardest choice, which is going 6 to
I
5.
see.
I'll pick 2 right now, happily, but I feel like that's not the punishment
Okay.
that Jason and Fabio have chosen for me.
Plot twist, Fabio can bring one image back from the dead in the final round.
What? No.
Wait, what?
No, Jake just wrote that in the comments.
You know, I've actually been involved in architectural competitions. I worked in an office where the office that I worked in, that actually sort of happened to our stuff. And, you know, things aren't really on the up and up always in these competitions now, are they?
Oh, Jesus.
Guys, we got to vote.
You're just sowing
Come on.
doubt in the process. You're like the American political system all over the place.
Mark,
I voted.
I am going to delete, unfortunately, Giuseppe Lagraca's top right.
Aw.
Okay, this image, yeah.
it's a fair decision. Jason, did you save this? Did you make a duplicate?
I'm marking these in the proper way.
Okay.
So, like with stars, it's fine. Thanks, Fabio.
This is all recorded, guys. You realize that
Yes,
you can always just
that
go
is
back
also
and check
another
this if you lose
option.
any of these things.
That's actually how I posted when I would post the images. Like after when Fabio was doing it on his channel, I just go watch the video and figure it out. Yeah. So, thank you, Giuseppe. It was a nice
you,
image.
Giuseppe, great work. I am sorry. I live in shame.
Game.
Is it my
So,
turn?
Mengyi, you're next.
Okay. I am going to go with. I'm sorry. I'm going to go with Angelo's. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, Angelo and Fabio. I'm sorry to you.
It's so brutal. It's so brutal.
I love this image, but it's not a lot of fun.
Fabio.
Fabio, it's okay. You're gonna recover. I'll send you some shoes. Come on.
It's how this thing works. This is what makes it so hard. You don't just have to pick an image. Somebody else gets their image deleted.
That was a vetoed image, and so was mine. Mine was the image I just picked.
Told you I
was a vetoed
wasn't
image.
sure
my
about
video.
her.
Oh, there's so weird. This is like it's payback time. It's like, oh yeah, veto. Okay, we're gonna have to come up with a double veto.
Oh, it's so hard.
People are going like, no.
Oh, it's so hard.
All right, who's going next? I am next. So I'm gonna go with the first from the left, second row.
This one?
Yeah.
That one is Niccolo Garanzi.
Garunzi.
Garanzi.
Thank you, Niccolo.
Great work, man. Sorry to see you go.
Okay, it's my
Okay,
turn.
man.
Oh my god. I laugh, when other people do it. I'm like, oh yeah, and then when I have to do it, it's like, oh shit, this is serious.
Dude, it's a roller coaster of emotions from the judge perspective.
This is so hard, and I hate to do it, Oh.
It's like musical chairs when you're like safely in front of a chair, you're like, I'm okay, and then you have to do like the turn around the corner where there's no chair, and you're like, oh god, these next 2 seconds they're gonna get me.
Because seriously, even though we have our disagreements about things here on the judging panel, I don't want to disappoint you guys. I really don't. I want everybody to be happy. Okay. But
I know what my choices are, and depending on what you pick right now, Jason, it's either going to be relatively easy amongst the ones that are left, or really hard. So make it easy for me.
Okay, well, yeah, I know what you're saying. This is really hard.
Come on, Jason. It's like watching paint dry.
I know, but it's so hard. I'm trying. Look at the people are getting antsy.
Views are going up. People want to know.
Yeah.
Who won? Who
No,
won?
they just like watching us suffer. I don't think that they want to know who won. I think they just want to see us suffer.
Yeah, I feel like I need a bourbon break.
Okay.
Right now.
Mengyi, I would support you in that
easy
cause.
on myself. I look at these
right behind
images.
you in a
I look at these images, and the one that is the least Hugh Ferriss-y, is that a word? Hugh Ferriss-y to me.
No.
I didn't even say anything.
No.
We saw the mouse move. We saw the mouse move.
I'm picking Andrea's image. Man, it's a great image, but for me, if I look at what's up here right now,
You're gonna rot in
gotta go,
hell,
yeah.
you piece of
Okay.
That's Andrea Kogo. Am I right on that?
Andrea Gallo, I think.
Gallo. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know what my choice is. Though I should I give out my PayPal right now for the 6 people that are watching because just saying, I'm a man with a price. We all are, whether we want to admit it or not.
I accept prosciuttos and mozzarella. That's.
I hope he's not watching, so I don't have to live with the pain and guilt of him saying no. Niccolo Bravelli, I am sorry. Fourth one in the list.
Oh no!
Oh my God!
I know this was in my top 10. I'm so sad about it.
Mengyi and Jason, you tasted your own medicine and it is bitter, huh?
Oh, I'm just gonna go take.
Fabio, I'll tell you though, I thought
Niccolo, I'm so sorry, man. It's a beautiful image.
I thought Fabio, this was the one you were gonna choose it for the veto, the auto veto. Okay, thank you so much. Like I said, I love that one. Anyway, we move on. Life goes on. Okay.
It's brutal.
But I have to say that even though I still think that we have ended up with 5 extremely worthy images to be in the top 5, congratulations. This is where the voting starts now. Let me create a really quick little sheet. We're going to do this. Usually I was writing it down.
What do you love writing? Jason, I know where you live.
Oh my God, I did. I totally screwed with the Neapolitans, the Neapolitans.
Shit
I'm really
is about to get
really
real, man.
Made a bad move. Okay.
Like seriously, I'm gonna unfriend all of you on Facebook, on Instagram. We are done, people. We are done.
Okay.
Am I too loud? Sorry.
Can you guys?
Sorry. In Switzerland, people complain, and I'm Italian.
Wait, was that a neighbor or your wife?
My wife that comes and say,
But she's in Switzerland now, so
she has to deal.
"Come on, peeps, we gotta vote."
Okay, so you have to give me. You guys talk for a minute. I'm gonna fix something that we can look
All
at.
right, guys. So, judges, this is the part where I entertain you with beautiful empty words.
Love it.
What did you think of this experience judging the very first official competition for the D2 conference? Did it feel like a waste of time?
Mengyi,
oh, no,
you go.
it's so fun.
Mengyi, is this the first one? Did you judge any of Fabio's back in the beginning of the
not.
pandemic?
I have
Okay,
not.
so give us your thoughts on how you feel about how we all did.
This is the most painful judging experience I've ever had. Also, now all these people are going to come and find me because they know what I look like.
And they know which ones
they
know which ones you personally removed.
Exactly.
It's
And I
brutal.
Exactly.
got the bourbon and the water glass.
Did you get out some bourbon?
I did. Yeah, it's just a little bit. My water glass.
When Jason told me that you were joining us, I knew he had made the right choice, and this confirms it.
I really loved all of this, but it was extremely tough because I think it's like the thing is like it's not even the top 25. It was like the top 40 to me.
Yeah, it was hard.
It was
Super
just
hard.
so hard to even narrow it down to the point where like I can't believe it we got to this point. But yeah, I've enjoyed the whole experience, the whole except the technical difficulty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has to happen. It's like a rule.
There is
I'm gonna
no
go-
D2 without.
I'm gonna go Scotch instead of bourbon, but I'll join you. And
Perfect.
this is glorious. You guys get the
Hey
thumb?
man, how far are you with?
I'm close. Don't worry. What are you? You in a hurry?
All right. So, Mike, how's the weather?
It's cold here.
I asked Mengyi already, but
It's a little cold. You know. But I get to
Mike-
wear hoodies again, which I'm happy about.
Yeah, here it is.
what,
I did, however, Fabio, just for you. I gave myself the full head shave last night, just for you, buddy.
Oh wow,
Cleaned myself up.
that is very Hugh Ferriss with that light, because you see it
What I do.
shining. It's like
What I do.
It's a
good
beautiful
color
chiaroscuro.
value.
Mengyi, cheers to you, darling.
Cheers to you.
Yeah,
I have
yo.
to say, judges, you were impeccable. You did an amazing job. You had the balls to really talk openly about what you thought it was good work, what you thought did not work. And I think the people that are watching this show will be thankful because they will be able to use that feedback to go home and continue making the same mistakes, because that's what I do as an artist. People
I
give me
think that's-
suggestions and then I go home and then I make crappy car sketches on my iPad.
Okay, I'm almost there.
Jason, how far are you, man?
Just give me a sec. So
I've
I'm going
literally
to show you guys
told
what
the
I'm doing,
questions.
because normally what we would do. Okay, I'm putting this up here.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can zoom it though a little better. It's not so nice. Oh, hold on. You know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to do something else.
I never thought we'd see the day when spreadsheets got involved in this.
With images inside. Spreadsheets with images. I mean, can you get any better than that? No, you
Mengyi,
cannot.
while he gets this set up, just to give you a heads up in case you haven't seen it before, what you're basically going to have to do is rank the 5 images in the order of your preference. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however that works. And then Jason is going to add them all up, and lowest score wins, like in golf. That's what's coming.
Exactly.
Usually he gets classy with it and does it on a little notepad, so there's no accountability. But now there's going to be some accountability, apparently, if he's showing it on the screen.
That's right. Well, I think that's actually the idea here.
Put your mouth close to the mic.
Kiss the mic.
That is, sorry about that. I was like over there.
Too much eating.
So here we go. I got it. I got the
Guys,
thing up here.
everyone like this video so that Jason can get a new graphics card and a new microphone.
And then subscription to Microsoft Excel. Okay, so who's gonna be first? Mengyi's gonna be first. Mengyi, and then
Oh, I don't want to be first.
Mike, and then Fabio, and then me. Okay, now
Okay.
what you have to do is give me your order. Your ranking.
Jason, but I don't think she can see what you're seeing.
I see. No, I have YouTube on, so I can see it. I'm watching
Okay.
the live stream.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I put them in the same order that they're on the screen anyway that you guys see. So like you can, it's one like on the screen is the order. I put them the same exact order on the list. So just number them like what you would consider first, second, third, fourth, and fifth, and give me the numbers. Like look at the first image and tell me what rank that is for you, and so on.
Okay. I am going. This is really hard. I'm like in the middle of saying like I'm gonna do this, but I have no idea what I'm doing. Can I go from bottom to top?
Going the order.
With this new method that Jason has, you can kind of do it however you want.
Yeah.
Let's put Jason to the test. He delayed us all by an hour, so
Okay.
let's make him work.
Okay.
You're welcome, James.
I'm just sitting here patiently.
Okay. The first one. This is so hard. The first one on the left. That is going to be my number 3.
Okay.
Interesting methodology. Okay.
The second one.
I don't know if people who are watching can tell, but I literally never use Google Sheets, so let's have fun with it.
James, we can all tell. We can all tell.
This is fun.
The second one's going to be my number 2.
All right.
All right.
And I am actually going to go for number 3 as my number 1.
Number 3 is number 1. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Number 4 is my number 5.
Okay.
And then the last one is whatever is left. Four,
That would be number 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Mike.
So the Batman sequential is my number 1.
Uh-huh.
All right.
James, I'm going to jump all over the place here. I want you to stay with me. I want you to stay with me.
Oh my!
The fourth one is going to be my number 2.
Okay. From Zolt. Yeah. Okay. Got you.
The vertical one. I'm watching on like a 15-second delay to check your accuracy.
No. I'm gonna do it on the screen. You can see. All right.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. This is second. Okay. Next.
Number 3 is right in the middle.
Yeah.
Erica's.
Got it.
And then this is another testament. Andrea's didn't quite make my top 10, but it's going to go number 4 as I'm looking at them now in thumbnail. So number 1 will be number 4.
Okay.
Beautiful image.
And then the 5th one with the curves that I love so very, very much from Vito is going to be my number 5.
All right. Fabio, you ready?
I am, baby.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, so I'm gonna go for the first one from Andrea. For me is place number 3. Then Krilo is place number 1.
So this is 3, 1.
Erika is number 5.
Okay.
Then 4. Zolt.
And then 2.
And then Vito is 3.
3. All right. No, 2. 2 or
Whoop,
3?
whoop.
2 or 3? You did 3 at the beginning.
Oh, sorry. Then whatever is left.
So your whatever is left is number 2. Yeah,
No,
you
wait,
know, whatever's...
wait.
Yeah, wait, exactly.
Wait, then I did it wrong. I apologize.
That's why I was asking, because you...
No, I did it right.
Okay,
yes, I
good,
wanted to have
good,
Vito
good.
number 2.
Okay, so let me think about this. It's
Get
hard when
closer
I'm
to the mic.
putting in numbers. It's hard when I'm putting in numbers. I have to think about it myself. Okay, number 1.
Think.
I'm watching on delay, and I wasn't paying attention because I was typing a response to Adam Tubach, and then it's like, wait, what's happening? The things I'm hearing don't match up with what I'm seeing at all. But you liked Batman for number 1, like I did. I like it, Fabio.
Yeah, you just did it to mess with you for the video.
Even though you tried to delete that one when there was still like 20 entries left to delete. I'll just have it for the record. I'll have it for the record.
One. No, absolutely not. I would have never deleted that one.
You tried to delete that when there was like high teens left to be deleted.
No, not that one. I didn't want to delete that one.
Yeah, you made me veto it. You made me check the tape.
I did
the
that
tape.
because
Yeah,
I
you
knew
deleted
they
that when
were
there was
gonna
like
delete
20
it.
entries left.
Oh, I did that because I wanted you to use the veto. Because I
What if
put
I
so
didn't?
much effort in creating.
What if I
the
changed my
special
mind?
effect.
What if I changed my mind, Fabio, and it would have been gone?
Tough shit.
Can we get that flush sound effect, Jason?
Okay, I did it. I'm done. I'll tell you what it is because it's on delay for you. I ordered them like 5, 3, 2, 4, 1. Okay.
So what were we supposed to be looking at there?
Like, the order you see on the screen. That's how I ordered them.
Got it.
Can we run the calculation? Because
Yes.
I think people at home are faster than you.
Yeah, I know, but how do I can just add it in my head.
No, you just type in equals divided by, or you don't even need to divide anything. Just say sum. Just go to the top one.
Yeah.
Type in equals.
Yeah, but okay. I can just add it in my head.
Okay, do whatever you got to do. Where's your little sum button? You need the sum button.
I don't even know. That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
my god! How do you do your books at the end of the year?
I don't use this, and now I see where it is. Wrong.
It's the
number
same
of
as
arguments to
Microsoft
sum.
Excel.
It won't let me do it.
You click in sum. You click sum, and then you just drag it. Oh my god!
I did that. Now we got it.
Oh my lord!
Jason, I recommend the next time we'll try this out. Okay.
What fun is that, Fabio? Seriously. I got it.
Oh no.
I'm super fast.
Oh man, they're making so many judgments about you right now, Jason.
They're doing the scores in the chat.
They've
Yeah,
already figured it out.
VRL has typed it in. Oh, clear winner!
I told you I could have. I mean, they got the opportunity to add it up.
Shit,
and then
though,
they just
a
had to
tie
add
for-
the last number.
A tie for third.
Yes.
No, wait, no, not a tie for third. Tie for fifth, which we don't have to rectify.
Yes, we had this discussion before, Fabio and I, about because we need to make sure we don't have ties in the top three. But we have it. We have the final tally here, everybody, and
So who won? Who won? Who won?
it's gonna be Atle Carrillo, Christian, and Lorena.
Woohoo! You win.
Oh, I don't have a "you win" sound.
I
Oh,
give
we
it
don't
to
have
you.
that. We only have flushing
You put
sound.
you put all that effort into the negativity and zero into positivity.
I give it to him. I swear.
I don't. No, you didn't.
Fabio, can you give us some trumpets? Can you give us at least some trumpet sounds for?
Perfect. Lovely.
So, in any case, we have first place is Ate Carrillo. Second place will be Erica.
Can you reorganize them in Adobe Bridge there for all of us, and then we can look at each one in full. And
Whoa!
just drag.
Can
It'll
you just
automatically.
Third. Who's the
Yeah.
third?
Beautiful.
And then
So-
you just got to switch your OBS so that people can see.
Oh yeah, you're right. Thank you very much.
J-Man. Who's the third? Krilos first. Erika second.
So Carrillo
Third
is
is
first.
Vito.
Erica is second, and this image from who is this
Vito.
from?
Vito.
Is third, and then we have fourth and fifth was a tie, so tied for fourth. Let's say.
I don't know if I
Zolt?
definitely haven't said his or her name yet. Zolt Seibert.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
is number
Zolt.
4, and then Andrea Gallo for number 5,
I would say
No,
they're
Andrea
tied for fourth.
or tied for 4th. Excuse me.
All right, guys, listen up. I'm going to contact you pretty soon. Next week, we would like to organize an interview with you on our channel where we're going to talk about your work. It's a very nice interview, very easygoing. Mike, since you were the one that started out this competition, we would like to extend the invitation to you as well so that you can ask them questions.
I would
Mengyi,
obviously be thrilled to join.
Mengyi, we're done with you, so we don't need you anymore.
Okay,
Thanks
cool.
for-
So I'll be in the background.
No, but like, feel free to hang out if you don't want to be sabotaged for another couple of hours next week. I want to say thanks again to Sinai, to CG Architect, and to Rio is Creative for being sponsors of this competition. Thanks to your help, we're able to bring prizes to the community. We're able to organize these events. If you know of any company that wants to get involved with us as a sponsor, please send them our way. We're going to have a few hours of fun hanging out together, talking about art, talking about 3D, and just having a laugh. Next week, we are going to announce the next competition. It's going to be a very interesting one. give us a little bit of time to put it together, and then you're going to have another 3 weeks to complete the task. Mike, Mengyi, I want to thank you again on behalf of the D2 for being here. I hope that you had fun. Did you?
I
A
did.
ton of fun. Can I say just one thing real quick? I just want to say, like, just to reiterate one more time, like, the amount of amazing imagery that was submitted for this contest, like, entirely blew me away. And I was like, for the last 3 weeks, I've been taken aback, and I've been really, really excited to see a lot of people that hadn't known about Hugh Ferriss, like, get into him and be excited about learning from him, and then make their own works from them. People that knew them, but had never actually, like, tried to take a little bit of and put it into their own work. The response that I've gotten, both like publicly and like comments on the chat of different images that have been posted, but also like in the DMs from everyone, I've really, really been blown away. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who took the time to make an image, to comment on an image, to pay attention. I've been like really, really floored by the whole thing. So thank you guys, all of you. You guys killed it. Completely.
Mengyi, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Mike said everything, but this work was fantastic. Like I've said before, it was such a hard judging process. Everything was amazing. I mean, I wish I was part of the process sooner so I could have seen all of this gone through. But again, like I think everybody in a way was a winner. And I mean, just continue doing all this great work. I don't know if I'll be around for the next one, but I'm so excited to see what's going to be happening for the next few challenges. And obviously, thank you all for hosting. Thank you, Fabio. Thank you, Jason, for inviting me and being awesome. Fabio, I will only steal one pair of your shoes to give to poor Jake. Not all of them, but
we'll see how me and Jake feel about that decision.
I also want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you for watching. We're going to put some images up. You'll in various places. We'll point you out there in the D2 Conferences Facebook group as well as on our website. You'll probably find some there. Fabio, what did we decide about? Did we decide to do something else special after this, or
we're
not?
We're going to do something next week
with this with these images, right? Oh yeah.
The next, we're not gonna say anything yet, but when they're going to be, well, next week you're gonna know what we're gonna do next. I don't wanna give anything away.
And I will say as well that I saw a lot of people in the comments who were talking about that they would love to have prints or a book or something like that from these images. Of course, we have these things on our mind, but of course, before we would do something like that, we'd like to work it out with the people who've been involved. I mean, but this is definitely something that we would think of, so keep an eye out for that too. It could be that there's something coming that way as well. But please, whatever you do, if you want to use an image or print an image or whatever, please ask the person before you do so, because it's just a nice thing to do. Thanks, everybody.
Guys, thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. It was so much fun. Let's say goodnight. Let's stop
and cheers.
The stream.
And cheers to everybody, the judges, the contestants, everyone watching. Thank you all.
And we will see you guys next week.
Long live Hugh Ferriss.
Good night.
Okay, are we ending? Fabio, outro music. Hit it. Okay, that's enough. Good night, everybody.
I think this was beautiful.
We're out.
Oh, it was lovely.